So yeah, basically the reason why you're up here is that you guys all, except for you, met a guy called something called the Broker, who owes one of you a favour, and knows that most of you want to get into the Delves Guild, which is essentially this adventurers guild that they respond to people being like, hey, some weird shit's going on in our town. We need some people that are good at killing stuff,
right,
or other specialist skills.
Just to say, did you see that thing in the chat where Rowan was talking about people seeing ideas out of their mind?
Oh yes.
You're doing this now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, again, I've had this percolating for a while.
Years.
But the other.
Because literally, I had a campaign planned with someone called the Broker, and
again, he's not a super major character.
Is he a supernatural entity?
No.
Then you're off the hook. You're off the hook, Sonny Jim.
As far as you know, he's a mortal man. But yeah, so basically, he's kind of no one really knows who he is. He's this kind of shady guy that operates in the less than reputable parts of the city, but you know him for whatever reason. He owes someone a favour. You guys haven't decided who yet.
Right.
But basically, he knows that he's got a guy on the inside of the guild who knows that at the moment they're stretched pretty thin, but they've had a call in from a town way up north called Cormorant Step. It's on the side of a mountain, and basically he's pretty sure that if you guys go and sort that out for the guild and bring proof that you did, you'll get let in without much hassle. Because there's usually quite a rigorous entry exams is probably the wrong word, but they basically have to make sure you're not incompetent. And because they don't have anyone that can really do that at the moment because everyone's out doing stuff, the only way to get in at the moment is this opportunity, which is probably better. They're going to trust you more if you've done it for them now than you joining in and being like, okay, we'll do a thing. So basically, he basically said, hey, this is your opportunity. We've already sent up a few guys. This is probably half a day beforehand. So they've gone off not too long ago, and you and I think Luke's character literally just called Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Which is his actual name, by the way.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Lucifer.
Luke's actual name is Lucifer, but they changed it to Luke so he could get into. I think it was a Catholic school.
For the mic, this is me hitting me with my phone. That is dumb.
Lucifer, why would you do that?
Some parents are just like that.
It wasn't his parents. It was the school.
What?
They made him change his name
Yeah, but why would you call him Lucifer?
because they wanted to.
Fair.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to with the parents as opposed to the school.
Is his middle name Morningstar?
No.
Oh.
Is it Damien?
No.
Because isn't that Lucifer's son, Damien?
Yeah.
Damien
One of them.
without knowing any context for the name Damien, I always thought it was an oddly sinister name. I don't know why.
We probably did have some context.
Probably not conscious though. But yeah, basically, it's way up north. So but the thing is, it's kind of like how when you catch a later train, it has different stops.
Right.
Basically, you guys get off later and have to catch a wagon into town. You actually technically got there earlier than these guys.
Okay.
So you guys probably you got there fairly early morning, pretty much just as the sun was rising. One of the farmer guys let you ride in his wagon after you got off, which was always the way to get there. It's a bit of a walk otherwise. And yeah, you arrive on this town, which is basically just a massive. It's a town, quite a small village. It's basically on a plateau carved out of the side of a mountain.
Right.
It's called Cormorant Step because people thought probably made by a giant. It's big enough that a giant would probably sit on this and consider it a regular step, which is why the farm below is called the Rug.
Right.
Oh, that is cool.
So yeah. So you guys probably I'm going to say for brevity's sake that you're probably already in the inn because that makes things easier.
That's fine.
But yeah, so yeah. Also, what would your character be doing at this point? So,
So So we discussed this. My thing is that I've been a drunk for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But recently I have heard that the dragon behind the reason that I am a drunk has like popped up again, and I'm sort of the opinion that I should go and kill it
Yes.
for vengeance reasons.
Because why not?
Yeah. So I literally just have cleaned myself up,
Okay.
and have.
Yeah. So this town is probably one of your stops on the way to getting to where it is. One thing you probably also know is, having been around for a while, like killing a dragon is not something you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are mercenaries, from as far as I know.
So like.
Well, we are.
Yeah. So this town doesn't usually get visitors, but like. You have heard recently that like there's been quite like most of the more senior members of the town, like especially like the mayor and the guard especially, have been like quite on edge because shit's been like people go missing, and depending on how canny your character is, I guess, probably figure out they're probably going to be asking for the kind of people that would be also up for killing a dragon. So this kind of thing is like not a bad place to hang around and wait for people to turn up. So yeah, there is only one inn/bar in town. It's a very small town, but it is one of the rich towns. There's a lot of so the place you are in at the moment is I think called Durin Ardor, but it's this massive mountain range that stretches across the north end of the continent, in the spine of the world, for that reason. And yeah, you're on Cormorant Steppe, which is like probably the closest to the main city that you guys are from, which is Ankreeve. That's way out south. It's a poor city, but yeah. So that's not super relevant at the moment. But I do have a half-finished map. That's like the empty space isn't empty. There's stuff there.
Right.
I haven't decided what yet though.
Okay.
So that's basically the general layout of the town. So you and Lucifer probably came up through this road here. You guys got in through buckets, which is basically this really it's a pulley system, not too different to a ski lift, but like designed for like transporting like cargo up the mountain because the road's quite steep. So basically they just load up things with massive like cargo crates and like fucking wheel it up, which is how these guys got in.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the general layout of the town. As you can see, I've only really figured out what's going on this side. But yeah, so this is the inn. It's called the Giant's Tooth. It's a big bit of rock that fell off the mountain that someone carved a tavern out of, which means it's quite a big landmark. You can see it like across most of the town. It's quite big. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep that because on the back of that is my notes. So
I'm trying to draw it.
yes, I'll take a picture of it on Discord. Probably easier. But yeah, basically like it's more of a reference for me, so I know where you guys roughly are. It's not by any means a battle map. It's too big for that.
You can work out how far we are from the blast zone.
Yeah. But yeah, so in a sec, we're going to jump right in. That's a really bad picture, but ooh. So last night okay. Okay, cool. So sorry, I last night I pinged a couple of people saying I beefed this encounter up a bit because I was only planning for 3 people to plan it for 6 people. I was asking, is this too much? I've only just got a response, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna have to dial it down because there's only 4 of you, but we'll see.
Is this like a little DM group that you all talk in?
The thing is,
How to torture our
I've got
players?
So we never use this channel because we've not done a huge amount of because mainly because I DM another campaign that about other players is also the DM for a campaign I'm in. So we don't usually discuss plans that we're having for those campaigns.
Don't want the dice just
But stuff for other campaigns that we're not players in.
Yeah.
It's under the seat somewhere.
Probably
Yeah,
closer
so-
to you than me.
There's only like 3 or 4
I
of
can't
us.
get under an apple.
But we've really lost dice.
He kicked the table.
Sorry.
The ones in there are fine. But yeah, so feel free to use those.
Can you
ones.
get under an apple? Can you see it?
This one will be the one we're using the most. It's D20.
Yay! Thank you.
But yeah,
Fucking
so-
hell, Tom.
Sorry.
basically,
At least let us play for 5 minutes before you destroy everything.
there's a really shit picture of the map.
Well, I can't look at it. My phone's there.
Oh, yeah. Oh well. That's for future reference, I guess.
What?
I did a picture of the map, but you can't see
On
it.
Discord, and I can't see it because my phone's the microphone.
Jake, can I use the spooky green die?
You can use whatever you want, man. Like, as long as you don't lose them on
Oh,
the
I
table.
can show you. I can show you.
But yeah, so... yeah, you
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really bad. It's a really bad picture. Because that's quite. There's lines up, but I didn't want to mark anything down too hard.
Is the stuff on the left side of the paper important?
Basically, well, the entire thing is the map, but the blank spaces, there's stuff in it. I don't know what yet.
Okay.
Bits of town.
Township.
Yeah. Basically, like the town gates around there is the main street you've got, which kind of leads on from. It's got like off to the left is a big kind of marketplace. You see lots of kind of stalls and stuff. There's also like the bakery and the butchers over there. And at the end of the main road, there's a courtyard with a well in the middle, and what is
That's all I'm gonna be able to
presumably the
get.
town hall, quite a big,
From
like,
that.
not super grand building, but like quite official looking thing. And yeah, that's basically what you guys would have seen coming into town. Off to the side of that is the guard barracks, which is where he went off and tried to harass the guard captain for a brief minute.
Harass.
He just stood there and called him a twat for like 5
And tried to break his door down.
Twice.
failed.
Didn't
It
work.
opens the wrong way.
And smacked his head on the doorway once, I think. Because you're a Goliath.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, he just described himself as walking into the door, and I was like, you're too tall for the door. So you hit his head on the door.
How tall is a Goliath?
He's like 8 foot.
Yeah, I'm 8 foot tall.
Big enough to smack his head on a doorway.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, Goliaths are giant kin. They're not children of giants, but they're descended from them. So
Okay.
they're pretty fucking tall. I think, in all fairness, the smallest like true giant is like 16 foot. So it's like
Wow.
you're like a halfling to like a hill giant.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
I'm tall.
Because my character's
you're a
a
dragon.
pirate
Yes,
as
you're
well.
a pirate.
Wouldn't it make sense like she's mapping where she's going?
That's fair enough. Yeah, I think as part of your background, you do have navigator's tools, which are not quite the same as cartographer's tools, but it would make sense that you'd be able to make rudimentary maps.
Yeah. Literally what that is.
Yeah.
This was the size.
This fucking bottle has a bit of a leak.
Did you know what is inside these? So, the more you know.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
No, I mean, the phone is pretty standard. But,
That
So,
you've
yeah.
now just caught on, is it?
Yes. Come on. It's all good.
Better than feathers. Just feathers.
so yeah, you guys walk into the Giant's Tooth. It's pretty spacious downstairs. It seems to be probably 2 floors. Upstairs seems where the rooms are. It's quite a lot. There's lots of tables in the open. There's a few booths around the side, and a long bar. And behind the bar, you see, so from the back room, you see it's quite not ostentatious, but like kind of like very, very like kind of almost flamboyantly dressed tiefling guy.
Right.
This red-skinned, long kind of curly horns, like open free shirt, kind of walks in and he's like, customers. Oh, you're not from around here, are you? You're looking for rooms? A meal? A drink? This is to you guys walking in.
Oh, well.
You're reading.
Okay.
Yeah, you just stepped in.
Yeah.
See, this is where we need Adam because he doesn't speak, but he's the one that talks to people.
Well,
How does that work?
I don't think he's not even the most charismatic of you.
No.
Who is it? Who's the most charismatic?
I got +4.
Yeah, I was
He's a
thinking.
bloody sorcerer.
Character's a she, actually.
Fair enough.
Right. So
+3.
Speak about it.
so is he asking us what we want?
He's basically asking you.
He's trying to serve us.
You walked in the door. He's like, "Well, this is my tavern.
and you're staring
you
at
want?
him.
Yeah,
Oh.
you just
Like
like
with
kind of awkwardly
dead,
stand at the door.
empty eyes.
Right.
Right, yeah, I remember what
Can
we're
I
here to do
have,
now.
Can I have a room and some food, please? Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'd like.
That was really polite.
I just say I
A
just
bit
need
too
to sit down
polite.
till night time.
Give me food, you fucker. Sorry.
Tom!
Really? Again?
Should have done that, I wasn't thinking.
Hey, I can
look.
get this one.
Put it. Oh no, shit.
It's a good thing you
Unplugged
got
it.
the book because there's enough friction they don't fall off.
No,
But,
no, no. Put it so it's. Yeah, like that.
I wasn't thinking, sorry.
For God's sake.
I'm gonna confiscate these as well. So you can do advantage and stuff.
Oh.
Right, you've actually knocked it out of the microphone now. I think.
These are also glow in the dark.
Yes, you have.
I like to keep these.
Is that bad?
Yes.
So they're your lucky guys.
They're not lucky. They're just glow in the dark. Go do that for a bit. And you cut that.
Right, there we go.
See the end. You can see the tip of it. You can kind of cover it like that. And look at it.
How do you not know how to use glow in the dark stuff?
Before. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just let me know.
I can't find any of them on my
Yeah. These ones are also glow in the dark, and these show up a bit better in daylight. These glow more yellow than they do orange, but
Are these ones out?
no. I only have 2 sets of glow in the dark, and they're like way more expensive than they should be. Yeah, you got that one as well. It's also like
That's cool.
That's cool, it seems like a bit of a redundant feature for dice.
I think I know why Valencia could be there. So she hasn't really seen much of the outside world.
On the map, wasn't there a temple?
yes, there is a temple.
Was that a temple to?
Was it that? Was that the
What's the
temple?
god's name again?
Dureska.
Sure, that's what I.
Roughly.
So your god is Duraska. If you were looking for a temple when you came in, the temple isn't to Duraska; it's to Ordon.
I was just thinking that Valencia could be just trying to experience the outside world.
Or just they're harassing people that don't believe in her faith.
Yeah.
Mind, like, a bit like it's probably a good idea to stop at the tavern anyway, because like you assuming you guys are going to be staying here for like more than a day or two, especially seeing as the caravans don't go very often. It's worth booking a room so that you've actually got somewhere to sleep.
True.
Unless you want to camp out, like just in the middle of a road or.
Oh
in the
no,
forest.
yeah, it's fine that she's at the tavern. It's just like I was thinking, why would she be there in the first place? But I'm thinking that it's just that she's exploring
Yeah, I mean like.
and secretly wanting to take out people that don't worship Dureska. But that's a secret.
Yeah, I mean things like. Again, it's the kind of things like you get to do that and get paid for it in the Delvers Guild. Especially there's the kind of things like you get to fight all sorts of people from like cultists to like random monsters to just like going into dungeons and stuff. It's like it's a good way to take out frustrations for money.
Excellent.
So I want to book a room as well, I guess then.
But
Yeah.
So yeah, basically he's like you get given an option of do you want the fancy rooms or like the okay rooms.
Which one? How much do the okay rooms cost?
I've got a little table here which you can pretty much see there. So let's have a look. So yeah, instay. So
You're not supposed to look.
I'm not sorry.
well you can. This part of the DM screen is just things I need to know. But yeah, so you can get a modest room which is 5 silver, or you can get a comfortable room which is 8 silver.
How much money do I have?
You should have. So you've got 15 gold.
Right.
The modest room.
Electrum is 2 gold.
Electrum is 5. No, Electrum is half a gold. And
Oh yeah.
silver is a tenth of a gold. Basically, imagine it like so. The costs don't translate, but in terms of how they scale, copper piece is 1p,
Sorry.
silver piece is 10p, electrum piece is 50p, gold piece is a pound,
We'll have a session where
That's
someone
really
doesn't bang the
simple,
table.
actually. I'm fine with that.
You
and
never will.
platinum piece is 10
Or
quid.
do
However,
forever.
Scale that up to like worth much more because like I think for example like an average like mug of ale costs like 4 copper.
Right.
You can't buy a beer for 4p.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe in olden days.
Jake, could I have the regular room? Because a soldier, he used to not having nice places to sleep.
Okay, I mean, bear in mind, like, it's like,
I was just going for the modest room because it was cheaper.
yeah. Also, it's kind of things like, are you guys gonna book rooms together, or are you gonna book individual rooms?
Individual rooms.
I'll
Probably.
You guys.
I mean, I'm not even
I
here
don't, I
yet.
don't trust Liam's like not trying to murder one of us before we sleep.
You don't know this.
Mine's not the
this
most
is
evil
just-
character.
You haven't even met them yet.
He's lawful evil. He's technically the goodest of us all.
Oh. But my character's good deep down.
I'm
It's not
neutral.
her, it's the demon in her head.
Yeah.
Give her a
So you're the
chance.
goodest of us all.
You're chaotic good, but with like some really bad influences.
Yeah. I've just got a bad influence.
Yeah.
But she kind of loves the demon though. She's
Wait.
like in love with him.
Is anyone else got the evil as well as part of their thing? Has anyone else got evil as part of theirs?
No, I'm good.
So,
Chaotic good,
chaotic good,
neutral good,
Chaotic neutral.
chaotic neutral, lawful evil.
Oh shit.
Adam is chaotic neutral as well. I think Lucifer is chaotic neutral as well.
Yes.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm the
please.
evil one.
Mostly chaotic neutral.
I'm
Not
just like
chaos.
the only evil one.
just to say, I'm neutral good because I used to be part of a city watch, but also I've kind of been on my own for quite a while, so I'm kind of sliding towards chaotic, but no, I'm not currently.
He kind of fell off the wagon a bit.
Yes,
And how much is it again?
Repeatedly.
6 silver.
and literally.
So I guess technically
For a
I'm
monster.
close to you, not you.
Yeah.
So
Damn it.
5 silver for modest room, 8 silver for comfort room.
I come from a temple. I'm really
Oh,
nice.
this room, please.
It,
Come
it
from
depends
root
on the
team from
temple.
army.
Yeah. So like, yeah, basically, yeah. So the Taman Keep introduced himself. Ordo Longhorn at your service. And yeah, he's like basically like, if you want to buy a drink, we've got the menu over here, and we do hot meals as well. We've got a cook in the back. Yeah, feel free to hang about. I'll be behind the bar most of the day.
I think Valencia would say, "What are you?"
Make a nature check real quick.
We are off to a great start.
So roll d20 and add your nature bonus, which is a +1 for you.
Right.
So
What?
It wasn't
grab
you
one
for
of
once.
those- grab one
So
of those
Liam
dice.
could potentially be quite racist right now. Just
Yeah.
say,
So-
fuck you.
I think that she is going to be, yeah.
Whilst you're quite sheltered, there is a chance that you might know what a tiefling is.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you basically grab one of these sets of dice,
Is it that
Just what? One of them?
pick a bunch of them anyway. Like pick a colour.
Right, for this
Is
colour.
Yeah.
that she's racist, but she doesn't mean to be racist?
Yeah, well, she's only ever seen humans.
Like, yeah, so she generally doesn't know what he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So grab a d20, which is the big one. That one there.
Right,
Roll it and then add.
Oh, she's gonna have
your
a fun
nature
time with
bonus,
us.
which is that one.
one.
Yeah.
18.
Dane. Okay, so yeah. So whilst you've probably never seen one, like it kind of dawns on you, like the red skin, the curved horns. Like you can just about see like a tail in the background.
Start shouting, demon,
Um,
demon!
She'd probably be interested in them then. If she
Um,
thinks he's a demon, she likes them.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
God.
There we
recognise this as what you've
I
heard.
wanted him to play a
is
gay
tiefling.
orc.
What?
Right.
I wanted him to play a
Tieflings
gay
are,
orc that just flirts with everyone.
humanoids that like are
I
kind
would
of
do
they
that
have
nice.
infernal heritage.
Right,
They spent a while in the Nine Hells.
okay.
Which, bear in mind, for distinction, you will know this because you like church school, like they said pretty clearly. Demons and devils are different things.
Okay.
So demons are like chaos and destruction incarnate. They live in the abyss. Devils are your lawful evil. They're the kind of people that will sign a soul contract to. They'll give you what you want, but you're not going to have your immortal soul anymore.
Okay.
They'll keep their agreement, but they will 100% monkeys pull you in.
Right.
Yeah. Devils are you can deal with a devil. You've got to run or kill a demon if you encounter one usually,
Right.
because they will just destroy you. But well, again, you probably wouldn't know that necessarily. But like, it's kind of things like, yeah, he's not demonic heritage,
Right.
per se, but
Devilic heritage, I guess.
diabolical heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, diabolical or infernal. Yes.
Well, he's intriguing Valencia.
Yeah, boys. So if you ask that, he says, "Oh, I'm a tiefling." You never seen a tiefling before?
I've confused you with somebody else.
I think it's happened every time we've played or done character creation. Someone like one of the teachers or security guards has come by and is like, "Oh, you playing D&D, are you?"
What are you playing?
I mean, it does have satanic roots, apparently.
Well, no, there was a satanic panic in the 80s.
There's also the film about Dungeons and Dragons being satanic and it's hilarious.
Is
Yeah,
there?
that was such a
Yeah.
fucking meme.
There was a young Sheldon episode where his mum like bans him from playing D&D
I
because she
love
thinks he's
Sheldon's
demonic.
mom. Oh my god,
It's
she's...
so funny.
Yeah, no,
It's like she actually goes into the comic book store and has a go at him, and they're just like, "What?
Yeah.
Sure."
What is fucking hilarious? So in the 80s, people were like, "Oh, D&D's the spawn of Satan. People are practicing satanic rituals when they play D&D." And it's like, that's bullshit for one. But what's hilarious now is that we come round to 2019. Earlier this year, they released a module called Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, where you literally go to hell. That's an adventurous module.
I'm
that
actually
exists.
we're playing that campaign. Because literally right after this, I have another D&D group.
Yes, I'm in that group as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to hell. We
Literally.
just resolved a bar fight, but that's a different story. Yeah, Baldur's Gate Central Avernus is like a cross between like Constantine and Mad Max Fury Road, but set in hell.
Okay.
There's like infernal war machines and shit like that. It's fucking cool.
For the war machines, that sounds.
Would any of us last a second there, realistically?
It's the adventurers from levels 1 to 5. So yes,
Oh.
you just have to make. It's kind of thing is like if you're in a sticky situation, call out to the cosmos, and there'll probably be some demon, some devil will be like, oh, okay, what are you willing to do for me? Can I have your soul?
Right. Right. So what's happening next then?
All right, so
I love that we get sidetracked.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty early in the morning. You guys know that. So you two have spoken to the guard captain.
No, I spoke to the captain.
Technically, yes. You spoke to the guard captain. You shouted at him, and he ignored you. But yeah, basically, you guys know you've been recruited essentially to be like the you're going to help out at night time because that's typically when the disappearances happen. People mysteriously leaving their houses, seemingly like ignoring the cries of their family members, trying to pull them back, and they don't tend to come back. So basically, they're kind of panicking, being like, "What the fuck is going on?" So all the help they can have is all the help they can get, basically. So if you've just turned up and you've not seen the guard captain, I'm trying to think, you probably wouldn't recognise these guys because you've not seen them. However, you are with Lucifer, your friend Lucifer. So
So I met him on the carriage thing.
I'll make a luck check. Okay, this is okay.
What is Lucifer? What's his
For
race?
fuck's sake.
Ganassi.
He's an air genasi.
What
So
do they look like?
basically, he's got kind of like pale blue skin, kind of wispy, kind of cloud-like hair. Probably a beard, given his age. But yeah, air genasi are like either descended from genies or spent like their ancestors spent a long time in the elemental planes.
Right.
So like they are elemental themed. He can levitate. Once per day, he can levitate himself
That's cool.
or someone else. Yeah, air genasi. Quite temperamental, which kind of works with the madness thing. They're generally quite fickle in terms of their emotions.
So how I met him is obviously just quizzing him on what he is on the carriage, because
Probably.
Probably, yeah. I mean, you two, like, the broker got you guys together because he knows, okay, this is something relatively serious. We need quite a few people to deal with this. I know these people. I owe one of you a favour. This is the favour paid. You guys go and sort this out.
Okay.
And you might get into the guild.
I am a gemstone dragonborn. I'm
That's
very shiny.
Yeah,
I know
she's
saw
a
the picture. Basically, you've got all like gems in your skin and everything.
Yeah,
haven't you?
like
That's so cool.
clumps of
Topaz.
topaz, and also like she has like kind of pink, like solid pink eyes, like the kind of like a misty coloured.
And I'm supposed to be a stealthy rogue.
Yeah. So you're also like a wanted criminal in that
Yeah.
group because she was a pirate.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why she wears a hood. However, she's 6 foot, and if you shine light on her, she becomes a disco ball.
Nice.
We just,
Valencia's gonna love that.
Imagine getting captured by like goblins and they drag you out, and hours later when we come to rescue you, you're like being suspended from the ceiling like a disco ball.
Well,
Well, Adam's character keeps trying to pry the gems off me.
yeah, well, he's a Kenku and he's playing up to the
Pro
magpie,
side of
like
it. Yeah.
when I grab
Thing
grab
on
the
his
shinies.
character sheet is like shiny objects.
Yes,
And you are very shiny.
He's already stolen a button.
he did steal a shiny button, yeah, from a random person. Just took off the fucking coat.
No, he stole it from the general store.
Oh
One
yeah,
of
he
the
did. He
coats.
stole it off of a coat in the general store. See, one of the coats. If you go buy a coat, there's a chance there'll be a button missing. But yeah, basically. So I fucking rolled 69 on the luck check, which is dumb as fuck. I rolled percentile both. But yeah, basically, yeah, I will say that like in his ramblings, he probably would have mentioned a gemstone dragonborn, in a cloak, looking kind of shifty. Allegedly an infamous pirate we never heard of.
Right.
And yeah, so like looking around, like whilst like, do you take your hood off indoors or do you keep it up?
No, I'm sort of just sat at the table just drinking.
Make what's your passive perception?
Where does it say? 13.
Okay.
Can I use my passive perception to see if people are looking at me?
Is that 10 plus your perception? Yes. Right, thank you.
I think technically, yes, 10. It always confuses me because passive stuff is 10 plus your skill bonus, and DCs are like 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus other stuff.
Oh no, that's passive wisdom. Oh, is that perception? Is that what it is?
It says in brackets perception.
Yeah, basically passive perception.
What's that out of?
Mine's 16.
Well, it's not really out of anything. Basically, so you're
It's whatever that number
so
is.
you're proficient in actually, are you proficient? No, you're not proficient. So basically, perception is how good you are at seeing things and perceiving things. So like catch something out in front of your eye or you hear something.
Right.
Passive is like when you're not actively looking for something.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of things like if someone walks, it's like for example, if someone walks into a bar, you're like, I know that person, you might notice them out of the corner.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say you probably don't recognise them outright, but if you're like trying to see if people are looking at you, you can use either your perception or your insight, which is the highest, because either would work in this scenario.
My perception because it's +6.
Yeah, no, she's super wise for a rogue.
What do I roll? D20.
Yeah, when I would say if I say check, attack roll or saving throw, d20.
12 plus 6, so 18.
18. Yeah, you 100% look like she like. I imagine she's quite like curious. She's like looking around, like looking at everyone that comes in. Like quite a weird group's just walked in, because like a big like a relatively like 6 foot person in a hood and like dark clothing, and fucking 8 foot Goliath with like 2 axes on his back, and there's also this fucking like 4'9" bird person with like monk robes on that occasionally just makes sound effects.
And a straw hat.
He has a straw hat, yeah.
He stole from a scarecrow.
Yeah, he decked a scarecrow.
That's in the previous one.
Yes. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I'm still trying to remember stuff. But yeah, basically, yeah. So I imagine they catch her attention walking in. Like, they're quite a striking group.
Yeah.
So you 100% notice this person off in the corner watching them.
I think that she'd be like staring.
Yeah, just
They're-
obviously staring.
Yeah. Or like over her shoulder, just like keep looking back over her shoulder, looking at these.
So what does your character look like in terms of like what do they see when they walk in?
So like that picture I just showed you, she just looks like a normal girl, but she's got long white hair and golden eyes, which are quite striking. So if she's looking over her shoulder and looking and you looked at her, you'd notice her eyes straight away.
And yeah, you see like you are.
She's
wearing-
5'10" as well, so she's not exactly small either.
She's like just smaller than me, then, isn't she?
Yeah, and she wears heels, so she's higher.
So my height.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like I think I'm 5'11" something. I've not measured myself, but yeah. So
She doesn't exactly dress modestly either, so she would probably look like a bit of a slag.
Well, a slag and chainmail though. Like
Yeah,
that's like bear in
she got her thighs out.
you're wearing chainmail, and it's not a chain shirt. It's chainmail like you got like, a
Dress.
full thing. So
Oh
it's like,
really?
Like you can like
So is it like, the way I can think of it is it's like the top, where it's like the long sleeves, but then it's like just like that bit there.
Like a
and you can
leotard
see
kind
the
of thing.
legs.
Yeah.
and you might be that you also have like a chain skirt as well that goes over or under your clothes.
Right.
Like you can wear stuff over it. That's typically how people would do it, but like it still makes a noise when you walk around.
Okay.
This human Clary just walks up to us jingling.
Also, like, do you have any like? So you got technically you have 2 holy symbols because you're also an acolyte and a cleric.
Right.
So like, you can decide they're either the same one or 2 separate ones if you want. But like, I'm imagining that you'd have because it was like an amulet, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean that.
You probably have that like around your neck on a show, probably. Yeah. So you like, it's like pretty obvious that this person is a priest of some kind.
I know this is metagaming, but I'm like very happy that Adam isn't here because he'd be absolutely trying to steal that from you.
That's not metagaming. That's probably like he steals shiny shit. That's gonna
It's
happen.
probably a reaction. You just see something shiny and think, oh god, thank god, whatever his name is.
So are me and Adam gonna fight at some point?
I was going to say his character name.
The bird person does look a bit beat up. They've got like their feathers are a bit ruffled, and they've got like a
Big massive bruise on their chest.
yeah. You kind of like through the feathers, you can kind of see a bit of a bruise. Like,
Oh right.
it's kind of fish shaped, but
I
bigger.
wonder who that was.
But yeah, so like he's currently while you guys sit down, he's currently trying to communicate with Odo at the bar, but kind of struggling because he's not been in this situation much. So the fragments of conversation you hear are like the bits because Kenku can only mimic things that they've heard.
Right.
So there's like fragments of like a bit like Bumblebee in Transformers movies, like but instead of radio, it's people he's heard.
Right. Okay.
And it's just fragments of like bits of like things other people have said. And it's like
In their voices.
And just randomly.
Yeah, trying to communicate. Like there's probably a bit of like stuff you have said, and just like bits of like fragmented conversation. Eventually, he gets a room, and yeah, he communicates to you in some way that like he's like, it's gonna be a long night. I'm gonna go to sleep, and so he goes upstairs with his room key.
I think what's your character called?
Reva.
I think Reva would have caught Valencia's eye then, and she's kind of sat at the bar, looking over her shoulder, keeps looking over, and because you've got like high perception, that's pissing you off.
Yeah, no, we definitely notice it.
It doesn't piss me off. It's more of like I'm judging the situation,
Yeah.
thinking, am I going to have a problem here?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, she's naturally, like, you're naturally, like, quite paranoid, I imagine, being, like, a wanted criminal.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah, but I have like no idea.
Yeah. So,
To you, it's like, oh, shiny dragon thing. Ooh.
James, what's your character's name again?
I'm like, shit, do they know me?
There we go. Oakblade.
Cool. Alright, so, where are they in the moment? Would they be in the inn this time of day, or are they somewhere else?
For convenience sake, I'll say she's in the inn.
Okay.
Just like coming downstairs, and she passes a third person and goes, oh, okay. Just carries on. Third person.
Kenku aren't that, like, along the ridge towns, like, Kenku are pretty common, they live up in the mountains, so are Goliaths. But for you, you're not, from anywhere around here, you've not seen any of these guys, they're all weird as fuck. Yeah, so Kenku, Goliath, and dwarves are quite common up here. Humans, like, kind of, they're everywhere, so it's like, they're pretty standard.
Like rats.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like,
Festing all corners of the world.
well,
Are you a human?
Alright, elf,
No.
calm down.
Oh, are you an elf?
Yes.
You're going to play up to the stereotypical high
No.
elf.
No.
it's half of them, isn't it?
No, higher.
Oh, is it? Right, cool. So yeah, yeah. You also see, cause like, how obvious are the scales, or do you have it?
I'd
Scales.
say I don't really.
Okay.
Maybe like I have some under my clothes, but they're not very noticeable. Much more noticeable on my hands. Or on my arm. I don't have hands. Basically, you see that I've got some kind of wooden prosthetics with kind of like hinged fingers, so
Like
Oh, I
Pinocchio.
forgot about this.
yeah. Like
I did forget about this. Actually.
yeah, I do have some motion, but I actually have to sort of like push it.
Do you use magic to move them?
Yes.
Yeah.
So wooden hands.
So yeah, those that are looking around, you see a high elf come down the stairs. You say you're like kind of dressed in like relatively plain clothing, or
Can I have that?
Just running around naked.
I'm sorry.
I think by default, like any pack.
Yeah, then I am wearing just like
Like a tunic
not even
and
fancy
pants.
clothes really.
Just like a simple tunic and
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you see a fairly plainly dressed high elf walk down. Those like you probably noticed quite quickly the wooden hands. And yeah, so they either sit down on the tables or at the bar. And yeah.
I think Valencia's seen elves before.
Probably, yeah. Elves and dwarves are two of the other more common races that are about. Like Goliaths. Goliaths are like not super rare. They tend to stick to the mountains.
So has she seen a me before?
No.
Might have, but like unlikely that she would have, like, maybe at a distance, but she probably just thought it was a tall person. Whereas like up close, like obviously kind of like quite grey stone-coloured skin and like tattoos on his head and shit like that.
So at the minute, I just think, oh, he's hench.
Thanks.
They came in with
He
a
obviously
third
looks
person
like
and
he's
a
got.
dragon ball.
If he is a human, he's got a very strange complexion,
Okay.
and he's also very very tall.
So she's like, ugh, get a tan.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's literally 2 feet taller than you. Like, he's like that much taller than you.
Nice.
Aren't you 8 feet?
Yeah, it's what
He's 8 foot tall.
Jesus.
You're nearly 6 foot. I'll see if I can try and find a picture of the glass. But yeah, basically, yeah. So you guys are all in the inn. If you want to get breakfast or like a drink, it's probably a bit early for drinks, but depending on your.
What about you? Do you want a drink?
What's the bartender called again?
Odo Longhorn.
Odo.
Yes, Longhorns.
Are you off the wagon?
Yes,
Fair.
very much so.
Yeah.
I'll probably. Is there anything non-alcoholic?
Yeah, I mean, there's like probably get you like a water or a milk. Most of the non-alcoholic drinks are pretty boring, but like they do serve breakfast and stuff like that.
Apple juice.
Trying to think, they import cider. But they
Probably just milk. No water. Probably water.
okay.
Just ask.
So yeah, he goes and gets you water. Like he does ask if you want breakfast there. Like they do have a pretty good kitchen.
Oh, is it breakfast?
Yeah, it's early morning.
I probably would be ordering breakfast then.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of classic breakfast kind of stuff. There's a lot like you get some eggs,
Bacon and eggs.
but you can get bacon and eggs, that kind of stuff.
How much is that?
That is probably not much, I imagine.
Oh my god, how big would your breakfast be?
That's probably like
massive.
3 silver yen,
Okay.
and that's quite a hearty meal.
Neat. So I'm just eating this now, sort of looking around at everyone in the bar, assessing the
After
people.
buying my room, I'm also going to get a breakfast as well and just sit like away from everyone, like in the corner somewhere.
Okay.
Can I have a breakfast with meat in it?
I mean, yeah, most of the breakfasts do.
Good.
Like it's not
Oh,
like
it's
it's probably
breakfast,
like 3 silver. Yeah, and like this, like whilst it's the only inn in town, like the stuff here is like pretty good. Like it's not cheap stuff. The rooms are pretty nice. Like even the less good ones are like relatively like they're not like creaking and like it's falling off the windows and stuff like that.
Valencia will definitely be having a breakfast. She's been having a modest diet all her life at the temple, so she'll be having a massive breakfast.
Okay. Cool.
Is it that you eat way more than like what your actual size says?
That led well.
Well, in all fairness, I do know people that just fucking like I swear they must eat their fucking body weight in a day, but they're still skinny as fuck.
That was me when I was like 21, and then my metabolism just caught up with me. But when I was 21, I could literally eat whatever I wanted when I wanted, and I would never gain weight ever. Isn't that like same for like?
Pretty much.
No, not for
Vaguely.
me. I've put weight on recently.
Do you have to watch what you eat?
Kind of.
I try to.
Yes, that doesn't mean I do it.
You watch what
I
you
can
eat so
relate.
you can have the satisfaction of seeing it.
So
fly by.
you eat bad, but you know that you're doing it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, like
This is bad.
I cook most of my own meals, so I know what's going in them,
Yeah.
which kind of helps. But like, at the same time, like I think I do too much exercise to gain any weight. So it's like,
Yeah. So do you reckon like if you ate like a takeaway every night, you wouldn't put weight on? Because
I
I
would
think
eventually.
Pretty
I
sure
would.
if you ate a takeaway every night, you'd be dead.
I think that when I was 21, I used to eat nothing but junk food all the time.
yeah, I mean, like I've McDonald's probably like 2 to 3 times a week because of convenience sake.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no,
And I used to
Even
go out on the
meals?
piss every night as well, well, most nights. So loads of beer, loads of junk food, and I was just dead skinny. It made no sense.
Right, shall we continue with?
Sorry, yeah.
bit of a tangent. But yeah, basically like, yeah, anyone getting breakfast is 3 silver. It's a big breakfast.
Do I need to make a
bacon,
note of
eggs,
this somewhere?
sausages. Huh?
Do I need to make a note of that somewhere?
Yeah, you have gold at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Let me just use this
So
pencil.
it's 10 silver to 1 gold, isn't it?
yes.
I'll just put
Right.
it
So
here.
I spent.
Features and traits.
I spend.
You spent 3. You've got 8. You've got 8 silver. You've probably got like how much gold you have minus 1 gold plus like 7 silver. Actually, you've already written it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
How much was my breakfast? 3 silver.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just put 3s there.
But yeah. So you guys all kind of settle in. Box some upstairs. So
Are you controlling him now? Is that?
Well, I assume because he's gone upstairs, we're not going to see him now.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh shit.
but yeah, no, like, yeah. So I'll let Adam know what's happening to what. You guys, unless you go check on him.
Why? What's happened to him?
Well, Adam's dropping out, so like, Hot will be around, just not participating in most of the sessions.
All right. So Adam's not doing Dungeons and Dragons anymore.
He might come back later, but at the moment he's kind of dealing with stress in that like he thinks he wants more free time,
Yeah.
which is fair enough. I've also said if those 3 hours don't like make much difference at all, you might as well come anyway because it's a good place to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he might come back.
Well, that's why I've come today, just to take my mind off this.
That's
This
fair
from this
enough,
morning. Yeah.
No,
It's nice, isn't it?
but yeah. So after about like maybe 20 minutes of you guys settling in, you guys have all the room keys by now.
I'm very actually annoyed because my character is eating breakfast and I'm hungry.
But yeah, so like you after about 20 minutes, someone in the guard uniform bursts in the door, kind of looks around, kind of like points at you two.
Duck.
So we found something. The guard, Captain Knox, told me to come get you guys. Are you the Delves Guild guys?
Yes.
Bitch might be.
Come with me.
I just yell,
And he runs out the door.
It's like trying to cut freedom off.
I think I'm going to follow.
Okay.
Because I've heard Delvers Guild. I
Yeah.
have a vague idea of what they are.
The Delves Guild, the Anchorage Delves Guild are pretty famous, like across the continent. Really, they're one of the more well-known ones. There are other similar groups, but they're not as renowned, I guess. Anchorage is like one of the biggest cities around, so a lot of people know about it. But yeah, so he kind of rushes out the door. Are you going to follow?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, so just checking, because otherwise. Yeah, he's kind of like, he looks pretty young, like early 20s, quite gangly. His armor doesn't quite fit him. He's got like a kind of a helmet and a breastplate.
Is this the guard?
Yeah, that's the guy that came in God. Yeah, and he kind of like kind of hurriedly, kind of panic, runs over to the guard barracks where you guys have been before. And yeah, as you come in, kind of like beckons you through to one of the back rooms, and on the table there is a corpse.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, you see Captain Knox, the guard captain you met before. For you, he's quite like middle-aged, quite stern-looking. Looks like he hasn't slept in days. Looks like exhausted but used to it. And he's with a guy you haven't met. In kind of like this guy's kind of in dark robes, kind of quite dark, short cropped hair. Kind of beard comes around there, but he looks quite kind of mournful, but also kind of critical of the situation. And on the table, there is someone presumably from the town, like obviously hours dead, left on the table. And as you come in, Captain Knox kind of looks at you guys. He's like, this is the first body that's turned up after this disappearance has happened. This is look at my notes for his name. That's pretty bad.
Have I been allowed inside?
Probably. I mean, like, bear in mind that like more like Hawk didn't follow, but you two did. So they like he's kind of assumed that you're with them.
No.
Like, let me just check. Yeah. So this is yeah. He points to the guy and said, "This is the Stormcrow." So basically, you guys will know Stormcrows are priests of Orden. That's the temple of the town. Yeah, he introduces himself as Sorek of London, and yeah, basically the body in front of you is just like it's just a guy, like just a youngish.
Super serious moment. It's just a guy.
Just a guy. Yeah, no, simple dress, kind of like looks like he kind of pulled his clothes on in a hurry, like he's like there's like missing a shoe or something like that. Kind of middle-aged and kind of bizarre, like you can't quite when you look at it initially you can't quite tell like what killed him, but like as you look closer you see kind of like odd patternings on the body, and if you want to work out more we can make a investigation or medicine check.
I'll do medicine.
I'll make a investigation check. 5.
Oh, what was I medicine? I got 8.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, basically, as you two kind of bust in, the guard captain kind of gives you an eye, but doesn't question you.
I don't bush in, or sort of just slide in.
I think it'd be you that would more just crash through the door.
He goes on,
What's going on?
he goes on to say that Preston here found him in the field. Yeah, the young guard sleeps kind of like awkwardly, and then it's like, can I go? It's like, yeah, dismisses him and runs out of the room. Preston was doing his shift at the watchtower and saw someone in the someone in the field. So went to check it out and found this. And yeah, so what do you guys roll? What did you guys get?
I got 8.
I haven't rolled. What do I roll?
You can roll investigation or medicine.
I'll do investigation. Don't know shit about. Actually, hold on. No, medicine. I've got +2 to that.
Medicine is wisdom-based. Investigation is intelligence-based.
9.
I'll do medicine.
They will tell you different things.
4.
Oof.
Alright.
That was my chance to prove myself.
Yeah. So you
To
guys.
get in with the crowd.
Yeah.
So you guys haven't like. This isn't something any of you guys have encountered before. Like, probably, both of you have probably encountered like a few dead bodies before, given your backgrounds.
Maybe.
But like, yeah, no, like this doesn't look like any kind of wound you've seen before. And at this point, the Stormcrow kind of comes up with very and says, "This is not a natural wound. This is the
The what?
It's a magic wound.
Yes. It's like, yeah, it's not. There's no obvious like. It doesn't look like it's been like a wild animal or like a blade or any kind. It looks like there's bruising and there's kind of discoloration on the flesh. But like you see, like there's obviously their ribs are broken.
Would I be able to do an Arcana check?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Give me the fact.
Please note that is actually a 1. I think it's just thrown out. So that's 19.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah. You reckon like this is definitely magic. You're not sure what spell exactly caused this, but it's well. I'm not sure how to explain this in descriptive terms, but in game terms, it's force damage.
Okay. So it's like he's been magically struck.
Yes, it looks like it's
Something's impacted him
some
hard.
sort of magical energy has caused a concussive force has broken his like rib cage essentially.
Okay.
And yeah, like basically like this is the first time anyone's turned up, but he was one of the people that have been reported missing for a couple of days. The disappearances have been happening for less than a week. You guys got it pretty quick. But yeah.
Is he one of the first missing?
Yeah, he's one of the first.
Okay.
There were people that have gone before him, but they've not turned up. He's been gone for probably like 4 days.
Okay. Whereabouts was he found?
He was found. Preston, like the guard captain says, Preston found him in one of the fields in the road, which is quite like, as you guys know, like it's quite far down from like the step. Like that's you have to like you guys got there pretty quick from the buckets, but that's like going down on foot would probably take upwards of like 10-20 minutes.
Is it steep going down?
It's pretty steep. The road kind of winds back and forth, which helps a bit, but like it still takes a while.
How is there any chance he could have been pushed off the side or his body thrown off the side of the cliff?
He was still, well, if they had, he'd been moved. Is basically what they expected. Like he was like people like it is a risk in this town. There are houses like right up against the edge of the cliff. There's literally a road called Cliff Street. But yeah, no, people that fall up there don't tend to end up like several hundreds of meters away from the actual cliff.
Yeah.
So unless he was catapulted some great distance before then, it's unlikely.
Okay.
And given the nature of the wounds, be surprising. Because there's like other than that, there's not like his body is like untouched pretty much. Like, he's a bit lucky from being lying in mud, but other than that, like there's no other wounds. Yeah, basically like he basically says, I don't know who you are, but we use many people as we can muster to search.
I am actually going to turn around to both of these and go, and you are.
So you probably see for the first time, see the face of this Dragonborn, kind of crystal-like. Yeah, so Dragonborn aren't the rarest, but like stems from Dragonborn, like even you like never seen before. Like they're one of the rarest, like one of the more rarer occurrences of mortal races.
Well, Valencia will, like, she's got a lot of pride, so as soon as you ask, like, who are you, she just says, Valencia Daraska's chosen. That's what she says.
I just turn and look at it.
I am Burial Oakblade. I heard that you were perhaps part of the Delvers Guild, and myself, I'm looking...
Can you fight?
Yes.
Fine.
The guard,
That was great.
captain has like has a similar kind of basically, so we don't usually get civvies into these investigations. We usually maybe this weekend. He says you don't look like a fighter. What do you bring to the table?
I'm a sorceress. And fire in my hands.
The Stormcrow kind of nods respect. He also kind of like notices the holy symbol.
Yes.
He doesn't have any more. This guy doesn't seem to talk much. He just kind of sits there, kind of brooding.
Is this your guy?
He's not my guy. He's
A guy, right? Okay.
This is sorry. He's the Stormcrow. You know there are multiple gods in the pantheon. Water is the god of storms and afterlife.
Right.
Yeah, this guy.
I don't know whether or not you might have to talk a bit louder now.
I think you will.
Because there's loads of people around. They've like just come out of nowhere.
Oh, it's 2:05. That makes sense. So it was less than No, it's 2:05. That is weird. Why did people land at 2:05?
Shout.
Okay, yeah, basically, so yeah, Stormcrows, yeah, they're one of the creatures that happen. Like you guys, you probably met a few at a temple. There's relatively good relations between those two faiths, but you don't interact.
Okay.
Would I recognise the symbol around Valencia's neck as a holy symbol?
As a holy symbol, yeah. You know, like what God actually is.
I don't know what my religion is.
Valencia's really vain, so she would think that she is favoured by Daraska, and she is Daraska's chosen. Yeah.
0.
So that's how she's literally introduced
I got
herself.
8.
That's all she feels like she needs to say.
It's not too difficult. Like Daraska is one of the most prominent gods of that pantheon. Like she's not the oldest, but the kind of matriarchal leader of that. Well, the daughter. She's she's like there a lot of stuff to like a lot of smiths follow her like because the whole thing is like she's good like she encourages creation of things, especially in terms of smithing and like the craft of physical things, but also in terms of she preaches about redemption in terms of like being remade in the light of the dawn and that kind of stuff. Probably a lot of stuff that we would find quite exhausting after a while. But yeah, it's kind of you know of them. It's like kind of things like it's equivalent of someone knowing about Zeus and ancient Greece. Like they are the leader of the pantheon.
So I know enough.
you know vaguely.
I don't know the in and out of details, but I know enough.
Jake, the priest is currently having some thoughts.
Oh god.
All his thoughts are, with most of his wants to go and fight people, good warriors. He's having a thought as to whether this captain could be worth it.
Oh.
Thoughts.
I mean that's up to you to decide.
Well, he is. His own thoughts about it.
Okay. let me know if anything comes out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, bear in mind this is also like the main guy. Like I've said it before.
Do you get some sort of like weird look that when Reva looks at you, she's like, I know exactly what you're thinking? No.
It's the the kind of thing that's like, just bear in mind, this is the guy that's going to get you paid.
I might have played this for a bit.
It's like,
Kill him after we get paid.
yeah, basically, yeah. So like, yeah, no, like it basically says given circumstances of like, given these circumstances, we're going to need you guys on patrols tonight, like,
Okay.
because this doesn't seem to be getting better at all.
Where are most of the people vanishing from?
Typically, the like most of the people have been disappearing from the houses on the outskirts of the town towards the west end of the town, which is
The thing you haven't filled in yet.
yes, basically around that bit is most of the place where they go, which is odd given that there's not really many roads around there. Like, there's no roads going down the mountain from that point. Up there, a lot of people have been quite wary around a place called the Inkworks, or Sootworks. Yeah, the Sootworks is the official name for it. People nickname it other things. It's basically this abandoned mine. The guy kind of talked about this before, but yeah, the Sootworks is this abandoned mine that kind of sits at the other end of the town. That a lot of the more superstitious types are quite wary of, because like dumb kids or drunkards have gone down there and not come back because they've fallen down like a hole or something like that. But like, yeah, people like don't like going in or out. Is the idea. And the fact that people are going missing around there is leading to a lot of suspicion. A lot of people getting quite restless because that's not far away from many other places in the town.
Can you see the Sootworks from like the edge of the town?
It's not like massive. It's essentially it's a cave entrance with stuff outside. It's not super obvious unless you're like on that side of town. You couldn't see it from. You could probably see it from where you came in buckets, but otherwise it's not super obvious.
Alright.
It's kind of tucked away at the back. But
I'll say that I'll stand there and watch the mine area.
okay. Yeah. So it is still currently morning. You guys got a bit of time to kill.
Just a bit.
I think we should go and look at first the place where this person went missing, and then where they appeared. In fact, we should probably look where they appeared first.
Okay. Yeah. So he basically you'll find out. He calls for Preston, who's the guy that found him. So, all right, sir. Do you want me to go show him where I found Darren?
That would be good.
Yeah. All right. He says, follow me. And yeah, he takes you. Probably takes you down via the road route because the buckets are a bit. Like most people don't use the buckets for transport where you guys did.
Valencia would never get in the bucket.
It's not literally a bucket. It's a big old. It's basically it's a large reinforced crate on pulleys.
Right.
That's a cable car but made of wood.
Yeah.
And we're all supposed to fit in it with him.
It's quite big. It's designed for bringing up cargo from the farm.
Okay.
Hey, I got on it with him and I lived.
Okay.
Yeah, both of you are pretty big, like people.
I did make him get in first up.
Yes. Yeah. So like basically he takes you down. He briefly talks to one of the farmers there. Get fish and stuff in the field. They don't call the stuff off because they don't have police tip or anything like that. It's not that kind of operation. But basically, yeah, he takes you to.
So is that bit the buckets?
Yeah, that's
the buckets.
Yeah, the buckets are basically two towers with a pulley system that goes through. You know from where there's a big old big iron weight.
Yeah.
They basically pull up and then drop to move people up and down. It's not the most efficient, but it kind of works. Not used very often. But yeah, basically, as you get down there, you go into the fields, which is it's not like wheat or corn or anything. It's kind of like it's a much.
Are we in the field where Fox stole the straw hat?
Next to the same field.
Okay.
You can see, like, if you peek over the like the hedgerows, you can see that there is a scarecrow, like that's kind of been like hastily kind of like propped back up again, but like,
Why did you
obviously
fight
that's
it?
Because he's a bird. He's a crow.
person.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
scarecrow.
Oh.
So he decided to attack
I
the
didn't even.
scarecrow.
That's so funny.
So yeah, you can see the scarecrow. Like it's obviously kind of a bit like slumped over. It's missing the hat. But yeah, no. It takes you over to the middle of the field. Again, different field from the one you were in, but next door. And yeah, you can see like a lot of the I don't know what the name of it yet is. I'm not confident with that, but it's a much kind of hardier crop than wheat, but essentially used for the same stuff. It's basically kind of things like they grow this a lot further up north because it lives in the winter. But yeah, basically all that is kind of pushed down in the area, and if you wanna investigate the crime scene, you can investigation checks, or I think probably Arcana and Survival would be applicable here as well.
I'm going to do Arcana because magic. 7.
Man, I'm not wrong today.
Where's my D20 gone? I've lost my D20.
Oh.
I'm gonna do investigation. 19.
I'm going to do. So what are my choices?
Arcana, investigation, or survival. You don't have to roll if you don't want to. If you feel your character wouldn't be looking around, that's fine.
I will, because I got +4 to my survival, so I think he would be. He's moderately interested.
So Crook is a fairly decent tracker.
Yep. That is that a 9 or a 6? That
Where's the dot?
the dot is like there.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. So 13.
I'll go with survival. Yeah. And 20.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice, okay. So, a 7, a 13, a 19, and a 20. Okay, so, you two, what was your check? Use investigation?
Yeah.
Okay, and your investigation as well? Your survival, your...
Oh no, mine was survival. Sorry.
Your survival, okay. So you're kind of more less looking for, kind of, basically you're like kind of like looking for tracks and stuff. And there's definitely more than one person here. It's quite obvious there was some kind of struggle. The ground is turned up, definitely quite a lot of movement going on. A lot of the grass, some of the crops is pressed down. You kind of see, like, you obviously see the tracks of it was like quite soft soil. You see the tracks of the guy that came in here, like obviously walking, given by the distance between the steps. But like at a certain point, they do start running, and you see other footprints that look kind of odd. But you see kind of like they don't look like they're kind of humanoid sized, but they're kind of a weird shape. They're kind of like
Beastly.
if you didn't know otherwise, you'd say like a bird shape.
Bird shape.
Remember, what wasn't here like before, so it's not him. That's one thing you can be sure.
No, but there are other bird people.
That's
Could
true.
be like walk.
Yeah, you do see. There are kind of like bird-like tracks. They're kind of like the chicken, like the three claws, one back.
Right.
All of them kind of seemingly like running and kind of overlapping to the point where you find where the actual corpse would like ended up. And then you see kind of like bits of the crops that have obviously been like cut down. And both of you probably noticed that in the under some of the down crops you see kind of like a glint of metal, and you rummage around, you see a weirdly shaped dagger, kind of a curved blade, kind of wicked looking hooked edge to it, and yeah, you also like there's obviously bloodstains on the ground and stuff. You two find similar things because you both use survival, but obviously you're more successful. You're like much more kind of like what's going on here.
Right.
I got the knife.
Yeah, so yeah, you find the knife. It's not a conventional dagger. Like, this isn't the kind of thing like not the kind of usual thing that like soldiers would carry or like sailors would carry. It's not like a standard use thing. This looks like a very like carving stuff up. Is probably what this is used for. Like it's single edged and kind of like hooked round.
Request, can I quickly make a trip to the toilet?
Sure. Okay.
Cheers.
I shall pause it.
Thank you.
Don't hit me.
Don't give him a reason to.
It's not me, it's her.
Yeah, for reference, that's kind of what she looks. That's what she looks like.
That's pretty cool. I love that.
Pretty.
You are.
Gems and Dragonborn aren't entirely covered in gems, but like a considerable amount.
I like the bit. It's like I have like a bit there on my arm and
Typically along the forearms, on the shoulders, definitely on the head. You also Dragonborn have like massive fucking frills as well. Like they don't have hair.
It's like-
They've got like big fucking like head frills.
which was hilarious when I had to pick hair colour.
So,
That's it.
And I was like, I don't have hair. What do I pick?
Antenna. Wait, do they have antennas?
No, they have frills.
it's funny though, the male Dragonborn, instead of having beards, they just got like tendrils on the chin. But if you look,
I feel like we would have been looking for like the
You did a chin
prints,
chinder.
and every time you'd say something, my character would
They can't ever
interrupt
get
you.
rid of that. Which is always found funny about Dragonborn. That's all Dragonborn, by the way, not just Gems from Dragonborn. Gems from Dragonborn are just rare because they're made of gemstones. And also, instead of having elemental powers, they're psionic.
I can melt your brain with my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's got
And I can force push you off a cliff if I wanted.
Nice.
limited use, but yes.
Be nice, Valencia.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, sure, God will not save you.
But yeah, so basically, yeah, you can tell some sort of fight went down, presumably with someone that has both feet that was carrying a dagger, because it doesn't look like the kind of dagger this guy would have carried. He seemed like a regular plain dude, not like probably the kind of guy that like works like in like a bakery or something like that, like or a farmer maybe. Not the kind of person that would be carrying this kind of like very specific, like this is probably like this, the kind of thing like when they talk you about like cults and shit. That's the kind of daggers that you think the cultists would have.
The one
Wait.
That's a
Lucifer
very,
wants.
that's like a fucking sacrificial dagger.
Right.
Yeah,
It's got a very small label on it. It's still paused.
No, it's not.
It's got a very small label on it called Colts and Co.
Basically, it looks very sinister for a dagger.
Sorry.
Reaver
Wasn't he only harmed by
Yeah, I picked
force
it.
damage though?
Yes,
So something else is being cut by this dagger.
theory.
If I do an Arcana check on the blood,
Does anyone want to keep the dagger?
I have it.
Are you going to keep it?
Yes.
And use it?
I'm going to keep it.
And use it?
Depends.
Game wise, it is like the statistics are just a dagger. It is just a dagger. Just like it's finesse and it does D4 damage, but and you can throw it if you want to. But yeah, no.
I might keep it and go, this will make a nice gift for a friend.
It's the kind of thing that's like if you pull that in a bar fight, people are gonna be a lot more scared than you can just pull a regular knife.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to like tuck it away without the
But
rest
it wasn't the murder weapon. He was
No.
killed by magic.
Quite clearly, like there's nothing, there's no like incisions in the body that look like anything this dagger would have caused.
Okay.
Which is bizarre, given that like, yeah, the dagger is clean by the way. It doesn't have any blood on it.
So he's just dropped it. Or it could be anyone. That's
It may have
dropped
been disarmed.
But yeah, so like, yeah, basically like you could like, you can do what you want between now and sunset, but Preston recommends if you're on the night watch, then he recommends you get like a night's sleep in because you probably won't get one tonight. So yeah, basically, you can do what you want for the rest of the day. As far as they know, there's not much else they can do. You can go and search around other places, but they know for a fact that disappearances are happening at night, and the best chance to figure out what's happening is to catch someone walking away.
Right.
Wait. Where does the where do the footprints come from?
Footprints kind of enter the guy's footprint entered the field from the same direction you came in.
Okay.
But the kind of corvid bird-like footprints come in. They kind of staggered, and they're less pronounced the further from the person you get. As seem they try to move slowly, but they come from not the direction of the buckets, but kind of to the west. Same direction as the forest and kind of the rest of as the mountain curves around. The western face of that mountain.
One question.
Yes.
Where is the captain at the moment? I'm not going to kill him or anything. Just where is?
As far as you're aware, he stayed at the barracks.
Okay.
You're currently down the rug.
I'm going down where?
The rug.
The rug.
It's the name of the farms down at the bottom of the step.
If you shout, he might hear you.
I've got an idea.
Oh dear.
So, those farms, can I go in them?
You're already in them.
Oh,
Already in the field.
You're in the field.
Oh, I'm in the field, but can
You're
I
in
go
the middle
inside
of
the house?
bloody field.
You're just gonna walk into someone's house.
Yes.
It's not Skyrim.
Oh, I am though.
Alright, so as you bear in mind Preston's still here.
I'm just
Oh, the guard.
Yeah, Preston's the guard.
I have a question. There's all. If I was just knock you out, what would the consequences be?
What do you
I'd frown at you disapprovingly.
I mean,
I see you staring at him. I just wander past and go no as I'm looking at the dagger.
what are you trying to do?
I don't know. I just want to kind of just go and terrorise the people living in this farmhouse.
I mean, you can if you want to, but it doesn't help you in any way. I'll put it that
Aren't
way.
you lawful evil?
Yeah, actually, no, I'm not. That's not very lawful, is it? That really? No, I'm not going to do that.
Lawful evil is you have those thoughts but never do anything with it.
Alright, fine. I'm thinking that then.
Yeah, I mean, basically, where I interpret it is Crook, whilst he doesn't have a written contract, he essentially has a verbal one with this broker, and deviating from that doesn't help you anyway. It probably makes it less likely you'll get paid. It's like you can do these things if you want to.
So like I said, kill people after we get paid.
But bear in mind consequences.
I'm gonna have those thoughts instead.
Yeah. You can think whatever you want. Just if you're acting on it, let me know exactly what you're doing. I'm not going to stop you.
The dagger.
I'll just provide you with the exact consequences of your actions.
It's the consequences to eating the remains of the scarecrow.
What?
It's made of straw. You can try.
You want to eat the scarecrow?
It's in the next field.
No.
Over a fence. But yeah.
I'm going to go back up
So basically, you're free to investigate.
to the inn and just inspect the dagger.
Okay.
Pretty.
Yeah. No, you don't find anything new other than it is it's quite well kept. It doesn't look like it's been used much. The blade's quite clean. It looks like it's not new, but whoever owned this either cared about it quite a lot or did it out of force of habit, kept it well maintained.
I think I'd go with Reaver and just sit with Reaver in the end and look at the knife.
So where exactly are we going to be patrolling?
Basically, main priority is towards around the edge of the town, close to the siltworks is one of the places they're looking at. Also,
That's where I'm being.
yeah, other places where they've got guard station, they've got someone's going to be in the watchtower, but also by the town gates. Not nowhere near the Tree City. It's barely big enough to be a town.
What are you planning?
No, I just want to. I'm going to go to the outskirts and I'm going to sit down and sharpen my weapons. That's what I'm going to do for the day.
Okay.
So that counts as a short rest.
You can do, but you've not done anything yet, so you don't get it.
I want to go and look at the soot works.
Okay.
Just kind of scope them out.
Right. So yeah, basically the sootworks are far kind of western edge of the town. There is kind of lots of kind of abandoned equipment there. Like minecarts aren't a thing at the moment. They're not that technologically advanced, but there's lots of kind of wooden carts filled with kind of damaged tools and stuff like that. That's been kind of left. These kind of piles of rock kind of dumped outside, and obviously there's a kind of tip-off point at the right edge of the cliff face where you look at a lot of the stuff that's been brought up from mine that wasn't valuable just tipped off the side.
So, is the mine set into the mountain face, or is it like a pit?
It kind of a bit of both. It does the entrance is kind of flush with the face of the mountain. There's kind of the wooden bracings, and it kind of goes down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a quarry. It is very much a classical kind of cave system that's been expanded manually. People have gone in there. It's quite. There's no lighting inside. There are kind of very ramshackle sconces that are kind of falling apart now. But there's no torches in them. There's no. It's not lit. Smells quite bad. There's probably something living in here.
I want to light a bonfire because I have the spell create bonfire.
Right.
30 feet down the mine shaft.
Okay.
You're going to piss off the thing that lives in there.
I guess.
Make a perception check.
I have dark vision at 60 feet. Wait, I wouldn't have needed to have done that then.
I mean, you can do it if you want to, but it's kind of thing. It's this isn't a. Just make a perception check. You're not at a disadvantage.
Yeah, 15.
Okay. You do catch something out the corner of your eye. You see some sort of movement, but you're not sure whether it didn't look big. It looked like something's in here, but nothing. It wasn't humanoid. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But yeah, it was quiet, but you still caught a glimpse of it at the edge of the.
I will leave it alone for now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean yeah, it does the mine does curve off into 2 or 3 different paths, each with their own kind of bracings in it. There's kind of signage in what you probably recognise as Dwarvish.
Mm-hmm. I read Dwarvish.
Okay.
I'm going to say that a lot. I know 6 languages.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're basically it's mainly talking about the very basic signs saying for example there's one that just says something along the lines of empty, it's been mined for its worth. One that's just kind of pointing towards coal deposit, a bit of iron. Yeah, basically mostly very just so that workers know where they're going.
Okay.
Some of them are named after kind of the cardinal direction of where they're in, the north face entrance, stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay. I will leave it alone for now and go back into the town.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You being there. You do understand why a lot of the townsfolk try to avoid it. It is quite a creepy place. It's just kind of dark and echoey, but as caves are, I guess. But yeah. So yeah.
Did you roll your stats really well?
Yeah, he
Relatively. Yeah.
He rolled pretty well for He did. He's got some pretty good stats, honestly.
Yeah.
And also, being a barbarian, Goliath complements that pretty well as well. I don't know who rolled the highest overall, but
Probably.
Adam.
I think it was Tom.
Adam got one really good stat, but he wanted to put it in the order that he rolled them. So he wanted to put the first one to strength, second one to dexterity, third one to constitution, etc. He got 10s and like 12s for everything except Constitution, which was like a 17. And I was like, I mean, you can play that, but just bear in mind, like, you'll have a lot of health, but you won't be able to do much else. So I was like, unless you're dead set on doing it in that specific order, I'll let you swap out Dex and Constitution. Because he's a monk. He wants to punch stuff.
Yeah.
He's going to throw hands.
Yeah. He's also deliberately not using any weapons at all. He's fully unarmed all the time, just punching people.
Yeah, because remember, he have like a dagger,
He had a
and he just
dart.
threw it away. A dart, he just threw it
He
away.
just threw it.
He had like a dagger, a dart, and maybe a quarterstaff. And he was like, just like threw it away.
Right, is it night time yet?
If you just want to like stick around.
I was going to get up from the thing after studying the dagger and just go to the sub. Not the sub place, but the area where I said I was going to patrol on the edge of the city.
Okay, yeah.
Just start patrolling anyway.
You probably see. I've forgotten the first name.
Burial.
Burial. Yeah. So you see Burial kind of like go off and spend probably like just a couple of minutes investigating kind of the mine area and walk back out.
Just ask, did you see anything?
There's something down there, but I'm not sure quite what.
Yeah, basically, you're just going to wait around until sundown.
It may as well be Sunday.
Am I patrolling with anyone apart from the soldiers?
There's no soldiers in the town, there's guards.
You just walked off and sat down and started
guards.
sharpening your weapon.
Yeah, but
No, with you.
well, I'm just.
After a while, probably one of the guards after a while probably comes over to like where you guys are around the Saltworks area. Kind of stands with you there. It just says basically explains like you guys can like handle this part of the town. We're going to go for the gates.
Fair enough.
And try and stop people leaving if we can. And yeah, as the sun sets, it gets noticeably colder. It's kind of winter time up in this part of the world. Which of you guys have dark vision?
I don't.
Have what?
I don't.
Okay, so only you have dark vision.
And I'm the one that's probably holding the torch.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's what the next question I was going to ask. Are you guys doing anything to provide yourself sources of light?
I guess I'll light one of them torches.
I've probably grabbed some light actually and held it in my
Can't I
hands.
just make some?
You can't. Well, light. You have to touch an object.
Okay.
I think the object has to be less than 10 foot on a side.
Imagine doing it on a torch. Just
Can't
not
do that.
lighting it, just having a light
Touch a person
glowing
with
stick
different
and waving
Can't
up.
I just
You
pick something
literally
up
just made a
and
glow
go
stick.
light and then use that as light? Okay.
You can pick up a rock or something like that.
Yeah. So I've probably just picked up a rock and set it like light.
Or like you could also do your holy symbol and stuff like that. So you have like your
Amulet.
yeah.
Oh, so I can use that to. All right. Yeah. I'll use my amulet then.
So I'm pretty sure Valencia would use her amulet. Not just a random rock.
I mean you could do. Nice thing about a rock is you can throw a rock and it still glows.
That's true. I'll probably have to use a rock when Adam comes back and steals my amulet later.
You've got two.
2 amulets.
Yeah, because you got
Just don't take the other one out.
Yeah.
you've got the acolyte one and you've also got the cleric one. You've probably got the cleric one is probably like a more. The acolyte one's probably like a handmade one.
Right.
I say handmade. Everything's handmade, but like I was probably like kind of like carved out wood, and the one you've got like actually like properly joining the faith, especially as being like someone who studied there. It's probably a fancy one.
I've just checked control flames and I cannot actually hold fire, so I've just got a torch.
No, it is weird like that.
Don't think you
'cause,
would be able to anyway because you've got wooden hands.
Oh yeah.
that's true.
That is very correct.
Clean.
You could still do it. It says John's just gradually burning as we went
Yeah.
along.
Can't you just like make the torch hover near your hand?
I can have my mage hand on it actually.
Reduce flame, you can have a flame, but not control flames or create bonfire or fireballs. All fire cantrips don't work that way except one, which is only accessible for fucking druids for some reason. Always annoying because I'm like, I want that one. But yeah. So yeah, as the sun kind of goes down, it gets colder. The kind of the clouds, if there is moonlight, the clouds kind of cover it over. It's quite dark. The torches you hold, you can't like, see much beyond the. I think torches are 60 foot bright 60-foot dim, I think. Just checking the light sources. Torch, 20-foot. Okay. So yeah, torches. So do you want amulet and torches both have the same kind of radius of light? 20-foot of bright light where you can see normally, and then again 20-foot from there there's like dim light, so you can still see, just not as clearly.
Okay.
And beyond that is total darkness, so you can't really like see much beyond that as your eyes adjust to the darkness. Like you can probably see a little bit better, but not much. Cause it's like whenever you've got like a bright light in a dark room, it's like you can only see the light.
Yeah. So we're attracting attention to ourselves then.
Yeah, I mean, like the lights of the town are like you're not that far out. Like the soot works are like probably like a 10 minutes walk away, but they're not like miles.
Okay.
So you're still within walking distance of the town.
So what happened if we all just meet up?
Yeah, I mean, like I assume.
Well, apparently you're following me.
Yeah.
I assume you did. You might not have.
I
You
walked
might
up to
be-
the thing and
might
just
go
started
back to the house.
patrolling.
Before it was even sundown.
Yeah. And then I saw you there.
I probably wandered off and had dinner or something.
Alright, so yeah, so as you're making perception checks, doing a patrol,
Just asking, what time are we finishing?
4:30, so we're going to be wrapping up soon. But
Perception check.
Oh.
It's like
God.
20.
Do I use the 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Perception.
Yeah.
perception.
I've
So-
got a 1.
I got 10.
Nice.
14.
14 plus, you're proficient in perception, aren't you? Or you're not?
Where's this say?
15.
Perception, plus 4. So you got
18.
18, nice.
15.
Okay, so yeah, so it takes so once like the sun's fully set, kind of the darkness fully sets in, sort of the cold. Yeah, you kind of as you're kind of listening out into the darkness, you see the town kind of the hustle and bustle kind of dies down. The lights tend to go out in the houses, and probably around like the equivalent of I think we'll say this world uses regular clocks. Say it's probably about 11 p.m. During the winter, it's been dark for a few hours now. And yeah, you hear some sort of kind of ring out in the darkness, like a door opening and closing, and some kind of like mumbling, quite like not mumbling, but like saying something incoherently off the distance. You also Crook hears like a feminine voice kind of calling to someone. And yeah, you see someone, like you see kind of walking in your general direction. This kind of small, probably candlelight. Someone's brought a candle out with them, and they're kind of bleary-eyed, stumbling through the darkness in your general direction. You see the torches, and suddenly, like as you kind of watch him approach, suddenly the light disappears inside his ear. And like a few seconds go by, seconds turn into minutes, and after a while, after about like maybe 5 minutes of like kind of straining your ears and your eyes to try and figure out where they've gone, you suddenly hear a screech from off to the right of you guys. What do you do?
Cooper will run towards it with his axe.
I follow.
Okay, so you two are running towards it. What are you two up to?
Watching them run towards it.
Moving towards it, I guess.
You just stay and just watch it.
Just watch them run towards it. I'll let them go ahead, and then I'll follow like a minute after they've gone into it.
To see if we die first.
Yeah.
So as you kind of run over, there's still this. Whilst it's still quite up the mountain, there's still kind of like the forest kind of falls quite far up. You kind of run into essentially a bit of forest, and as you kind of run through, you hear like there's obviously the sounds of like somewhat like a man like screaming, but also like other kind of weird screeches as well, and you see flashes of magenta and purple light kind kind of off in the distance, and you see the kind of vague outline of people in hoods. And as you kind of get closer, you see like. So you make perception checks first. Just it's quite disorientating. There's lots of sound around.
16.
So what am I rolling?
Are you following them? Is the question.
You said you weren't following us.
I follow them a minute after.
Okay.
So it's
you wait a bit and you're like.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so what do you guys get?
I've got 14.
14?
What am I rolling?
Perception, if you want to.
Okay. Oh, I got 5. Is it plus 3? The one? Is it plus the amount that it says there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 5.
Nice.
I can see.
Why am I?
Yeah.
Wait, am I gonna lose them?
Are you guys still carrying your torches?
I'm not. I've dropped mine.
Okay.
I'm still carrying mine.
Okay. So
3 source of fire.
Jesus.
you kind of you follow the single torch, and you can just about hear it. See what it says here.
Okay.
Can I quickly dart into the trees to hide? See.
Make a tough check.
Stop. 18 plus 4.
Yeah. So yeah, you managed to like even like Crook, as you're running through, you see kind of Riva just kind of melt into the shadows,
Nice.
disappear, and like yeah. Are you doing anything else, or you just like trying to hide from people?
Hide for now.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to run towards the noise.
Yeah, so as you get there, you see like as you kind of close the distance, you see the lights kind of die down, and like the screeches as you get closer, you can definitely they're like much more kind of bird-like. Anything else? It's not too dissimilar to the noise that Crook made. Not Crook, sorry. Hawk made when you punched him. But like much more agonized. And you also hear a different sound, quite a guttural growl as you get closer. And as you approach, you see the scene before you is this kind of the crumpled body of another man, similar to what you saw on the autopsy table in the town. But beside it is this enormous. I say enormous. It's kind of this vaguely canine shape, but as big as you are. And you see this kind of like it seems to be tearing apart at the corpse of this robed figure on the ground. You see kind of black feathers being torn apart. But this creature kind of like shadows kind of come off of it like smoke almost. And as you kind of are you stopping, or are you kind of charging straight in?
I'm going to charge straight at it and probably die.
So
Where am I in this?
So you guys all like you've not got your extra movement speed yet, so you guys are all moving probably at around the same pace. You all arrive at the same time. You're kind of hidden though.
Okay. Can I bless him?
We'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
So as you all arrive, I imagine you probably look.
Okay, I've got my axes out now. I look very happy.
Yeah. So as
Finally, something you can kill.
Yeah.
as you get there, I'm just going to pull up the references I've got. My fucking Wi-Fi will turn on. Good.
Wi-Fi? More like no-fi.
Am I right?
I didn't download this.
I like that you almost forgot your own
Valencia screams. By
I
the
was
way.
making it up on the spot.
You find it annoying. Valencia
How
screams.
dare
when
you
she sees it.
believe that
Yeah,
I
you go. You'd be like, what? Yeah.
So
Not at all.
as it kind of turns around and looks at you briefly, and then you see what you see is this.
Can't see it.
Doggy.
Oh yes,
But it's
that's
the size
what we
of like
It's about
8 foot.
It's as tall as he is.
That's what we like.
It's a big doggy.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Valencia's
belly rub.
shitting herself.
And as it kind of turns around, it kind of growls, kind of starts running at you, and then kind of like you see like it kind of melts into the shadows. Roll initiative.
Initiative.
Do we all roll it?
Yes.
What we all roll in?
Initiative. So
Oh shit.
that's the. You don't have anything to that, so just roll d20 and add nothing.
Why does everyone else have initiative but I don't?
Because we got
It's
20.
Where is it?
I got
Okay.
20.
Am I gonna die?
Where's what?
Initiative.
Initiative is
There.
how
It just
far-
means-
there.
So
It's just like the
not
other
eight
people
years ago.
going.
18.
18.
11.
20.
13.
Let me write
I know,
this down
Okay.
not 13, sorry.
Let him get everybody up.
first. Sorry, I'm getting up the stats at this point. And then this. I've got my pencil out already. I'm underprepared.
Oh wait,
Alright, so
James, your
20.
character.
Yep.
Is he like a wizard?
She's a sorceress.
Sorceress, right? Okay, that means the crew does not trust you at all.
11.
Okay. I haven't even given you my tragic backstory, trademark.
Well, yeah, it's one of his things they know
14.
that he hates.
What's your character called?
Burial Oakblade.
Burial.
High elf.
I don't think Burial seems very arrogant though.
No,
Eric?
I don't hate him for that. I hate him for just being a
Just being a sorceress.
yeah, initiative.
I got 18.
Have I fucked it? Am I dead?
Hold on.
Why is my character pathetic?
You
not.
made her.
She's just a
You
bitch.
just not rolled very well so far. That's it.
Slag.
Yeah, she's just a bitch and a slag. That's all she's good for.
Let's go pretty lucky. Okay, so
I'm gonna have to take on this dog, aren't I?
I mean, we all have to.
Okay.
So you're not exactly alone.
alright, so you go first.
I'm going to fire an arrow at it.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Preferably at
Well,
its foot
you
if I
can't
can.
see it. I'll mention at this point.
Oh
Crap,
fuck.
okay.
It is currently
Who else is there? You say there's a bunch of rogue people.
there. Well, there's no one living there.
Oh, it's dead
You
people.
can see kind of see from the distance like there's three figures running off into the trees. But yeah, currently you see two dead bodies. One of them is a crow person in a road. The other one is just a dead townsperson.
I'm trying to aim an arrow at the people running off.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, you did see. So the creature that you saw is like you can still hear it, but like and you can kind of vaguely see. You don't know where it is, but you can see kind of like disturbances in the leaf matter on the ground and stuff like that. It's still around. It's just not visible.
Can I like try and pinpoint like where its foot is? Based on the paw print?
Make an attack roll at disadvantage. You know roughly where it is, just not exactly.
What do I add to it in the first place?
So you're using the bow.
Plus 4.
Plus 4 to attack. So
Oh!
okay. So that's 7. No, so you take a shot. It doesn't hit. It flies over. Just hits a tree.
You go
Still
second.
got your movement.
I'm going to move to behind another tree.
Okay.
I'm not. Can't really see where I am.
I'll let you keep yourself for now. What is his name? Crookston.
Right. Okay. So I can't see this. Cannot see it at all.
No, it disappeared.
I just imagine Crooks swinging wildly.
You know roughly where it is,
Right.
but you don't know exactly where it is.
Okay. I'm going to.
You can still swing in its general direction.
I'm going to swing wildly in its general
Yep,
direction.
that's what you do.
Make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Right. Attack.
It's your weapon.
Oh, right, my weapon.
It's whatever weapon you're using.
Attack. Right. So, I'm using my. So I have great axe and 2 hand axes, don't I? Isn't that what I have?
You only get one attack at the moment.
Right. Okay.
At first level. But
Okay. I'll use the.
question: are you going to rage?
I can do this once a day, can't I?
You do it twice a day.
Twice a day. Right. I'm
Turn over your sheet.
gonna rage.
You're just so angry that it disappeared.
What that does.
Rage. Okay. Advantage on strength checks and saves. Melee damage bonus +2. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks.
Yeah.
Alright.
So basically, you're resistant to weapon damage, and you get bonuses to strength stuff.
Right. So I get +2 to my.
So if you hit with your axe, you do +2 damage on top of your regular damage.
Alright, I'm gonna use my great axe for this because it's a
Okay.
big boy. Alright. So attack
So,
roll.
Yeah. So roll twice.
Body
and take
dog.
Roll twice and take the lowest because you're at disadvantage. You can't see it.
Is it D20?
Yes.
So roll twice. Oh god, 18. Right. 13.
13.
So I'll
what's
take the
13 plus
13 plus 6.
13 plus 6 hits.
19. Okay, right. So what are our next roll?
Alright, so what damage roll? So what is it? So great axe.
1d12 plus 4 slashing. I get plus 2
That's
to that
one
as
of
well.
these boys.
Right, okay, but I get plus 2 to it as well because of my stuff
Yeah,
thing,
so
don't
that's
I?
one d. So that's 1d12 plus 6 then. In that case.
Okay. Let's do this. 11. Oh,
Okay.
that is 17, I think, isn't it?
17. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hear this kind of
Just a bunch of Valencia on the side of the trees going, "Go team, go!"
Yeah.
Like cheerleading.
kind of swing, and you see kind of like your axe kind of like cleaves through this part, or you see this kind of like smoky shadow come up, like material come off of it, and as you pull away, your axe is covered in black blood. But yeah, you hear kind of across between a growl, a bark, and a whimper. As yeah, it's closer than you thought it was, but you did manage to hit it.
Okay. How much damage have I done to it?
17.
You did 17 damage.
Is that how much health has it got?
You're not allowed to know.
Fuck.
That's how D&D works. You just keep hitting it till it's dead,
Well, that's a good
or it
start.
goes away.
Good start for group there. Right.
Is me?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I hope you do something now.
I'm gonna stay nice and simple. Not control flames. Firebolt. Range spell attack.
You still got that, you can't see it. I will pull it out.
Yeah, I got 3 plus 6.
Yeah, no, you missed.
9.
I have a plan.
Come on,
Oh,
you let
God.
me side down.
That's
You both missed so far.
I rolled really bad on this initiative, it's going after you. It doesn't react very well.
Can I cast Fairy Fire?
You can do, yes.
Yay!
So unless you're doing anything else on your turn.
Valencia's helping.
No.
Okay.
So will Fairy Fire work on it?
Actually, I think I'll get as close to Crook as I can be comfortable doing so.
The one that just attacked the animal and hit it.
Yes.
He's in a rage.
Hit it.
Yes.
Probably attack anything.
Because
he
then if the
sees.
thing teleports away, everything can teleport.
Which
Comes after me.
It's probably going to go after the one that just hit it.
Then I'll
The
stay
rest
a
of us missed.
fair way away, but still
I haven't
get
gone yet.
closer.
Okay, so
Will Fairy Fire work on it?
you know,
Until you do it.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, right, okay. This is the one that makes it not invisible, isn't it?
So I'll clear my dice off of this.
I can look on it in here.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think it's a dex save, if I remember right.
For some
I need
reason.
to know the area, and also where you're casting it, because you know it's roughly in front of Crook.
Someone's hit it, so that
Needs
puts
to-
it at an advantage a little
They
bit.
need to do a dexterity saving throw, otherwise they shed dim light, and a creature that can see them has advantage. They can't turn invisible.
Nice. Okay. Alright. So, you cast Fairy Fire. Where are you casting it?
In front of Crook.
So not including Crook, just in front.
Not including Crook.
Just checking, because if you get Crook inside of it, he'll also have to make the save and see if it affects him doing as well.
It's
So-
a 20-foot cube.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can put it in front of him, or if you want to be an asshole, you can put it on him as well.
He's our saving grace at the minute, so I think I'll let him off.
Okay, so it's going to make a dex saving throw.
Is this a dexterity roll?
No, they have to make the dex.
Oh.
So what is your spell save DC? You're looking at... Where's your spell save?
Where is it?
Your spell save DC is 13. It just makes it. So yeah, you kind of like, what does it look like? Because it's basically this kind of flurry of sparkling lights. What does it look like when you cast it? Like, does it look like any different for Valencia than it does to a regular caster?
What, Fairy Fire? The spell itself.
Yeah. What is when you cast Fairy Fire? What does it look like?
So it just looks like. So she puts her hands out, and a load of like, you know what like a nebula would look like in space. This kind of just shuffles along the floor, and it grabs the person that she's cast it at to reveal them slowly. so it kind of envelops their whole body. So you can't really see it. It's uncovered by this nebular pattern, so you can see the shape of him.
So basically, like as you,
I love how you made it
cast
try
this
to
kind
sound
of-
so majestic.
like you see this kind of like shimmering river of light kind of run across the floor through Krook's legs, and kind of as you see it kind of rises up to attempt to grab the shape as you see it dodge out the way.
Okay.
So you missed basically. Fairy fire is it persistent? Is it a persistent cube?
Huh?
Is the cube persistent,
Uh,
or is it like?
It's funny that
Up
the two
to
people that
1
hate each
minute.
other are helping each other at the moment.
yes.
The two people that hate each other always end
So
up
I
being
think
the
it's
best
if
friends.
someone's
So
moved
we'll have to see
outside
where it
of
goes.
We'll figure it out later.
No, it's sort of like everybody in the swim phone now has this effect for a minute.
Yes. So at the end of your turn, you kind of hear this kind of weird kind of air as you, and suddenly behind Crook, you see you don't see, but you see kind of the dead leaves on the ground kind of blow around it yeah. So what's your AC, Crook?
My AC is that AC 15.
15, okay. Roll swords.
Is this to see if the monster hurts me?
Yes.
See if it attacks you, yeah. So your AC is 15. Luckily, only one of these hits. So as you see as it kind of like this thing that you were initially like attacking from in front of you, behind you, you feel these jaws sink into your shoulder.
Oh.
And while I'm working out the damage, make a strength saving throw.
Just put D20.
Roll d20 and add that.
Oh wait, this strength. Okay. 14. That's quite shy, I imagine.
Okay, you do make your save, so you take 10 damage, 10 piercing damage as it sinks its claws. However, you have resistance to piercing damage,
I do.
so you instead take 5 damage.
So, oh yes, I do. Okay, alright.
So
I'll take 5.
mark that down there.
So, God, that would have been bad. I would have been like way over halfway dead if I would have taken 10.
I'd have died.
I rolled.
I would have died.
Yeah.
I would have died as well.
I rolled
James,
pretty well.
would
with
you have
damage.
died?
Yes.
Fuck.
I have 9 health.
You are the tank.
You're the only thing keeping us alive.
So yeah, it sinks its claws into, it sinks its teeth into your back and tries to push you down, but you manage to kind of resist and break free, and kind of as it sinks its claws in, it becomes visible. This kind of like smoking, shadowy creature. You see the kind of wound it across the shoulder as it stands there, and as it swipes at you, you manage to duck out the way. Yeah, that's the end of its turn. It's now your turn. Oh, your turn.
Yay! I'm gonna fire my bow at it if it's visible.
It's not visible. I didn't get it.
It did when it bit him.
When it attacked, it became visible again.
Oh, brilliant.
Wait, how many attacks does it have?
It looked like it had. Well, it tried to bite you and then tried to attack you with its claws.
So it could have potentially done 20 damage then. And
You don't know how
killed
much damage. You
Okay.
don't know how much damage. That's messy.
I'm going to see it visible and try and sink one like in its jaw.
Okay. Make an attack roll. No longer at disadvantage. I'm gonna check to see if it spots you. So your stealth roll was pretty high, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was like 18 or something.
Yeah, it doesn't see it. So you have advantage, and if you hit, you get sneak attack. That's going to hit regardless, but roll to see if against you get it.
Okay, I got 18. I got 18.
So
19, 20.
short bow, and also you get sneak attack, you get an extra d6.
Ooh, why did I pull my die? I'll just go one on these. An extra d6.
Yeah.
Alright. 5.
What is the damage bonus to the bow?
+2 piercing.
Okay, so yeah, that's 5 plus 2. You do 7 damage.
Yay.
Yeah, you do kind of hit it in the jaw. Despite the fact like the sharp aim you have, it doesn't quite sink in as much as you thought it would. So 7 damage.
So what did your spell do to make it visible?
Yeah, but I missed.
Oh.
It literally just makes anything invisible visible.
Yeah.
And anything in darkness, you can see it.
Well, basically, it also makes things that are already visible. You have advantage attacking against them, which is great for you because basically, as a rogue, she gets sneak attack, which means that she has advantage, or if she has someone else next to the creature that she's attacking, she gets an extra d6 to damage rolls.
Is it my turn again then?
It is your turn. Yeah.
Excellent. Right. So, is it? So can we see it now?
Yeah, you can, but as you strike it in the jaw, I keep forgetting it has this. It uses its villain action to you see it kind of did the same thing as it did when it was blind you, but you can see it this time.
Yeah.
It kind of melts into shadows and then reappears behind you.
Yeah, but it couldn't see me.
She's only got 9 health. How much health have you got?
I don't think I have 9. I think I have 8.
I think I might bless you.
Is that factor? And if you want to say,
It doesn't do anything, but it is your
Right. Okay. So it's gone away from me, hasn't it? So it's moved away from me, hasn't it? So
It's behind.
It's behind still.
Reaver.
Yeah, it's probably about 30 feet away, given if you're hiding in a tree, you're probably about 30 feet away.
Right.
Which you can close in one turn.
Okay. Could I possibly throw an axe at it?
Yeah, you can do. You could also just walk up to it.
Yeah.
I will say you can't throw your great axe.
Oh,
It's too
shit.
heavy. You could throw on your hand axes though.
I saw the vision of Reaver having an axe in her head there.
Pretty sure I would have been fine with the duck.
Right. So if I move up to it, can I hit it at the same turn?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm going to move up to it. I'm going to swing it with my great axe again. This time though, I can see it, can't I?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and swing for its neck.
Okay.
Just decapitate it.
Yeah, that's what I'm after. I've what?
Check you've got.
Right, I want to try and swing for its neck.
Yeah, okay. Reckless attack's not a thing yet, unfortunately.
What?
It doesn't have reckless yet.
By the way, is my rage wore off, or have I still got it?
Your rage persists as long as you are attacking something or taking damage.
Okay, right, so I've still got it.
Both of those have happened in the past.
Yep, so I've still got it, haven't I?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and swing for its neck.
Okay. Attack roll.
Alright. Okay. Oh, you prick. Right.
Plus though.
8 plus
Is
6,
this where the bless
14.
would have come in handy?
That hits.
Oh, it hits, very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you just about you just kind of nick it on the side. You still do full damage,
Oh, okay.
but you only just hit.
So say if I rolled a 20, would that mean it's got straight into its neck?
20 is a crit, so you do extra damage.
Nice. Right,
So
okay.
yes.
Right, so do I roll for my damage then? No?
Yeah.
Okay, it's this dice, isn't it? This. Okay. Right, so I still get +2 down after this.
Yes. Well, actually, yeah.
12. That's 18 this time.
Yeah. No, as with before, you couldn't quite see it before, but now, as you sink your axe in, you'll deal quite a grievous wound, but not as much as you expected to.
Shit.
It seemed like most creatures you would have cut straight through. This thing seems to the axe goes in doesn't fully pierce the flesh. But yeah, you do deal it a nasty wound.
God, it's a tough beast.
It is pretty fucking tough. It seems to be shrugging off a lot of the attacks, and it still looks quite hungry. It looks like it didn't you see the bird thing is mauled on the floor. But yeah.
So how's it looking now after that? Having an axe in its neck.
It still looks like it's got quite a bit of fight in it. It's still going.
Jesus.
Burial, sort of.
Firebolt.
Alright.
5 plus 3.
That doesn't do it.
This is going so...
You're just setting the forest on fire.
Yeah. We've had there's been like a few good rolls, but mostly bad ones.
Yeah.
So, who's it next to? Who's it closest to?
It's currently next to Crook and Reaver.
Right. I think I need to bless Reaver.
Okay.
Can't you bless
Blast
multiple
do?
people?
What does blast do?
What does bless do?
Bless, so...
Will it decrease her damage? Because you've only got 8 health.
It doesn't do that.
Doesn't
I'm sure
help.
it's like...
Bless gives you a D4 that you can use on...
It might be
attack
better
rolls,
right.
saving throws.
No way.
So it gives you a buff to your attack.
Yeah, it gives you attack
Okay,
rolls.
I won't do that.
yeah, I was going to
You
say, I
bless
suggest you
up
do
to
it on
3
it.
creatures of your choice within range.
That's true. It's up to
Whenever a target makes
3.
an attack roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do bless then. I'll bless all 3 of you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wait, does that mean I get a +4 to attack rolls? Excellent.
a D4. So
Do I need to roll?
No, they roll each
Fantastic.
time they do it. So you get a D4. You get a D4. You get a D4.
So is this just extra on top of our attack like now?
Yeah, basically when you roll an attack roll or a saving throw, you can add that for the next minute. So long as you don't get damaged. So if
Just
someone-
stay out of the
if
way.
it hits you, you have to make a concentration check.
I'm like the furthest away though, so
You are.
I'm
Stay
fine.
there. Don't move.
Yeah, it is a concentration spell. So bear that in mind. All right, so that's your turn. You can move if you want to. You have a bonus action, which I'm not sure you've got anything you can use that for at the moment.
Just going to know it is 12 minutes past 4.
Okay.
Now 13 minutes.
I'll probably do one more round and we'll wrap up.
Can't kill any.
I want to might because most people don't know this. Okay.
Can I do one of those traits? Because I can like blind it before it attacks, can't I? Not blind it, but like shine light in its eye.
Okay, so 3 times a day, when someone attacks you, you impose disadvantage.
Sorry.
Microphone.
So basically, like as something attacks you, you basically like create like this kind of flare of light, and they're like momentarily distracted. It means they find it hard to hit you. So far, nothing's attacked you.
Yeah.
You do that as your reaction.
Okay.
So reactions, you only have 1 on per turn, and you can typically use some stuff like that, or you can use stuff like opportunity attack. So if something moves out of your space without like disengaging, you get to make a free attack against it, but you can't do that if you've already used your reaction.
Well, the Velocity's reaction would be to blind it. Just
Well, it's literally like the kind of thing that's in a panic, just light kind of just erupts in your hands.
Okay. I like that. That's pretty cool. Is it, my turn's over now?
Yeah, unless when you move somewhere else. But
I just want to stay as far away as possible. Sorry.
destructive people listen to the table, I feel.
There's going to be a lot of noises in this one that I can't be able to edit out.
That's fair enough. Alright, so it's now Massive's turn.
What's his name? The thing we're fighting.
You don't know.
Oh.
In fact, you never met one of these before.
Yeah. Can I help?
Wait, so he doesn't know what's going on. But yeah, so so as like standing behind you, it's now going to. I've given it too many options. It's probably a good thing. So as a bonus action, it turns. You see it kind of melt into shadows again.
Crap.
But you can still feel the breath on like the hot breath in your back. And
It's support thing.
it does that. It doesn't attack this turn, however. You just hear this right next to both your ears, by the way. This baleful howl. I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Right, is this
All of us.
Yes.
Is this for the details again? Wisdom, right. My wisdom's here.
Haha! Finally!
Right. I get
97.
27. How do you get 27?
Yeah, because I got
13.
10.
You're looking at them
Oh,
ones.
that one. Right. Okay. Shit. I thought you meant that one on there.
That's 6 or 9.
That's 6.
12.
12.
I got 11.
I got 10.
Okay, so everyone passes except you. It's a really it's a low DC ability, but yeah. So you are frightened for you don't know how long. So as you hear this howl, you become supernaturally terrified of this creature. And what that means is, okay. So let me just I've got a lot of fucking things here. It's annoying. Frightened. Prone creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is within line of sight. You can't see it at the moment, so that's fine. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So, yeah, but it doesn't mean much at the moment. But,
Is it not like right behind me?
yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, you can't move closer to it, basically. And if you try and attack it, you'll have disadvantage. Although it's already invisible, so it doesn't matter much. But yeah, so it does that, and nothing else.
Okay.
Its turn.
Ooh.
It
Kind of-
screamed at you.
Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, all of you heard it, and you felt this kind of like this kind of shiver kind of come through you, but you shake it off and like kind of refocus and like, fucking okay, stop. Yeah.
Big dog, very big dog.
Bigger dog.
Yeah. So yeah, it is now your turn.
My turn.
It is standing right behind you, as far as you know.
Can I turn around and stab the air with my rapier?
You can do, but you will do so at a disadvantage.
Actually, can I disengage and get away from it?
Yes, and you can cunning action, but disengage it as well. So
Okay.
I think so.
I'm just gonna like dart to the
Do you have
away
cunning
from it.
action? Or is it secondary ability?
I think that's second level.
It might be, yeah.
James, what's your character's name?
Burial Oakblade.
Burial.
Yeah, you don't have cunning action yet. Okay. So yeah, so disengage you have to do as an action. So you can either do that or attack.
Disengage and just run
Yeah. So yeah, you run.
like away from it as far as I can.
Yeah. So you can run up to 30 feet away from it. Get barreling past Rook, I assume.
It's like you deal with it.
Right. Group will proceed to deal with it then.
It is your turn.
Okay. So,
Actually, hang on. Okay, don't worry. Yeah.
right. So, I've done a wound to it, haven't I? In its neck.
Yeah, you've hit it twice now.
Better than me.
Alright. So I can see all of it, can't I?
It's invisible.
Oh, it's invisible again. Fuck.
It seems to be able to do this.
You seem to be good at hitting it while it's invisible, so.
Alright.
And you do have the +4.
You do have bless. That's true. Actually, that's a point. You would have saved against that because the bless gives you a minimum of 1.
Oh, right.
So yeah, you're fine. You
Not
can still
terrified.
disengage.
I'm still running away.
Yeah.
He's right behind me.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try
You guys
and...
need to remember that though, because I won't.
Since I can't see it, I'm going to try to attempt to swing wildly with my great axe again because I can't see it.
Alright, make an attack roll disadvantage.
I think that was also a good reason to run away.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. That's bad. I got 1.
You got a 1.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Shit.
So as you swing, not only do you realise it's not there, but also you just kind of like bury it deep in a tree. It's going to take a while to work that out.
Right. So what does the bless do?
So bless is whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw, you can add a d4 to it.
So I would have got +6, and then put 11. That would have been enough, would it?
A natural 1 on attack roll is always a miss.
Oh shit. Oh no.
A natural 20 is always a hit. So it swings and roundabouts, but you got the wrong one.
So what the other one?
So, yeah.
I just think the third one is not. I'm not going to be as lucky.
Yeah, so you kind of like yell like, ah! And like swing your axe, but yeah, it goes probably about halfway into a tree. Like
Fucking hell.
it's you're in like kind of these are like relatively young pine trees, so it's like you could, like if you have a couple more hacks, you could probably take it down. Yeah, it is now Burial's turn.
Burial, please do something.
Firebolt!
Let's
Because
get D4.
that's worked before. Yeah, I am going to use the D4.
Where's the D4 go? I gave you a D4. Where'd it go? Oh, you
I think I put it back. I wasn't sure why it was there. 17.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, you hit it for once.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Hang on.
If you say it didn't hit.
It doesn't though. That's the thing. So yeah.
You would be at disadvantage.
It would be a disadvantage first of all.
So do I need to throw this again?
Yes. I think you can roll it again as well. But it doesn't matter. If you got high, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you fire at where you think it should be. It's not there. Yeah, you can make an Arcana check if you want to figure
Yes.
out what happened.
19.
Okay. Yeah. So you think, like, given the way it's been moving around without like disturbing any of the leaf matter or anything. You think it has some sort of ability to teleport, maybe? Like, it seems to be getting places that you know it shouldn't be able to, given that you have to run through or around people you haven't seen.
So, is it behind me?
You don't think so,
Okay.
but you don't know.
Right. Okay. Sure. Let's do this thing then.
But yeah, so unless you still have your move and your bonus action, if you've got anything to do with those.
Any of my spells work as bonus action?
Most spells don't, unfortunately. I think.
I'm going to stay where I am.
I like Valencia's third turn.
I don't know what to do.
It's your turn. You have burned through both your spell slots, so you can only use cantrips at the moment.
Right.
So yeah, you've got light. So
I will.
Sacred Flame is probably the most useful at the moment, I imagine.
Well, we don't know where it is.
You don't know where it is now.
And you need me to guess where it
Yeah,
is.
you got to guess where it is.
Right. But I roll for that, don't I?
It rolls flat saving throw.
Right.
So basically, you pick a spot. If it's there, it'll make a dex save. If it's not,
You're basically closing your eyes and going, there.
Literally. How much health have you got?
I currently have 11 health left.
You'll be right. Yeah, I'll do a Sacred Flame.
okay. Where are you going to put
Everywhere.
You can pick one spot. One 5-foot cube where it will be.
Choose wisely.
Like, where could it be though?
You can make a perception check.
Does that mean I roll for perception?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
I think it's a 9, isn't
Is that a 9?
I think so. So that'd be 22, I think.
No, you don't. You don't add your scores. You add your bonuses.
Fuck. I don't.
You look on there for
No,
perception.
it's plus 3, 12 then, isn't it?
12.
Okay. You do like out of the corner of your eye, you see kind of like the vague. You see the kind of like the invisibility fade for a second.
Yeah.
And you think it's over next to Reba.
Oh, come on.
So it's following Reaver.
Yeah, it seems to, yeah.
Okay, so I will cast Sacred Flame towards Reaver's direction, but
Okay.
not so it hits Reaver.
It's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Because you spotted it, it doesn't have advantage. That is a 15. What is your spellsave DC?
Near the page. On the page where you spells.
Wasn't it 15? Oh, 13.
Okay, yeah, so you see, it does seem alarmed by this radiant light, that just kind of like, this kind of pillar of radiant flame just kind of slams down. And you see it kind of jump to the side, like this. You see in the light, you see this. You see briefly the invisibility fails and then reforms again.
Okay.
Yeah, it is now its turn though.
And it's behind me.
So it's going to. Let's see if this works.
Do I still have this plus 4?
Yeah, you can use the default whatever.
Okay.
Not against attack rolls, but.
So we're going to have to remember that we also have these, aren't we?
You haven't been damaged yet, so you still have that. It's been up for 2 turns now. Means you've got like fucking 8 turns left. It's fine. A minute is like, so each turn in D&D is 6 seconds approximately. So yeah, we're gonna finish this turn and then we're gonna wrap up because we've got 5 minutes left. Luckily it's the massive scale. So it's going to. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah. Okay. What's your AC?
14.
14. Okay, so the first attack hits. Make a strength saving throw while I roll damage.
No, my dice. Where's it gone?
There.
What
Yeah.
happens if you die?
You
You're
don't.
dead.
You don't die.
We have to all take
When
out
you-
knives
it's-
and we stab you to death.
Goes to 0, and then you have to make death saving throws. And when you get 3 death saving throws, you're dead.
Yeah, that happens.
So when you go down to
10.
0, can I heal?
Alright.
No.
No.
Okay, so
You can come over and
you get to add your d4 number.
Oh yeah.
I know when she goes down to 0,
I can heal her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you go
Great.
down to 0, we
So
can
I've got
try and
13.
stabilize.
Okay. You
Okay.
pass the
But if
strength
you
save.
Fucking hell, thank God.
if you die at this
Take
point,
8
you're dead.
damage.
Okay. What happened?
So I take 8 off of my actual hit points. So I'm
That's
down.
your maximum hit point, so just note down that you've taken 8 damage.
Okay.
So yeah, you see as this, as I know, the Shadow Mastiff appears behind Reaver as it sinks its jaws into crystalline. Actually, hang on. Your AC on that? You just do AC. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just check you.
Yeah, I did cross it out.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, actually, wouldn't really make a difference to me. So yeah, you see as it sinks its jaws into Reaver, actually just kind of you see kind of like she falls limp.
So am I unconscious?
You're unconscious. Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
That's a good place to stop. Well, actually, it's not the end of its turn yet. But so you see, so as it does this, it turns around. It turns invisible. Reaver's still visible. She's still kind of hanging limply in the air, and then you see, it starts running off into the forest.
Oh,
Fuck's
God,
sake.
you were fucking
What?
doing that. Oh no.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah. So that's where we're gonna end for today's
Oh
session.
jeez.
Why am I the one to get kidnapped?
Yeah, I did turn him back a little bit in terms
you
of the
bad
extra stuff we can do.
Dog, he's the one that's been eating you.